Hola, hola, sean bienvenidos a la transmisión final de la Copa Mundial. Hoy juegan, como ya saben, Team Spirit contra Falcons. Y en breve ya empezará el draft y lo demás. Pues vamos a ver cómo va la presentación y eso. Esto promete estar épico, caballero. Ya, qué lindo el escenario eso. Y todos los días lo cambian, ¿en serio? No entiendo cuál es eso. Jugando la final de otra cosa. Ah, porque Team Falcon está también en otra final seguro que sí. Aunque eso es como la fase de grupo, ¿no? ¿Y por qué cambió para esto? Cero, no entiendo. Se cambió solo para eso, cero, clase de. Pensé que era que estaban haciendo algo porque Falcon estaba por allá también. Este es más de 5. Así que hay que ganar 3 para ganar la final. Vimos Pain, Bart Raiden, Shadow Shaman. Bart Raiden no falla, siempre lo piquean. ¿Cómo irán las líneas ahí de Falcons? Porque hasta ahora Team Spirit está claro. La de plan. Es raro. O sea, no se usa mucho. Que pudiesen coger ahí. Que ya sabemos que esta gente no cree en eso, que es con lo mismo. El puerco, que le ven, cualquier cosa que le gusta a ellos. Es la final de la Copa Mundial de DOTA. Hemos ido viniendo así, viendo algunos partiditos de cada fase. Pero ya está la gran final ya. ¿Cómo que solo yo? Ah, sí, sí, no es que acabé de empezarlo. Empecé a demorar en ya entrar. Sí, sí, sí. Aparte, fin de semana, tú sabes que la gente se levanta tarde los fines de semana. No, yo sí me levanto temprano porque a mí sí me gusta ver esto. Ya después que se acabe la Copa Mundial no creo estar viendo mucho video. ¿Y no respondo en dónde? Te he respondido todo lo que has escrito. Me acabo de levantar a ver la final. Ni me lavo la cara, así que todo lo que tenga que ver con el directo yo te lo respondo. Todo lo que tenga que ver con el directo tú puedes hablar aquí. Que todo lo que tenga que ver con el directo lo puedes hablar aquí. Cualquier duda que tengas de juego, de los equipos, yo intentaré explicar las cosas. Ya está a empezar el primer partido. Que todo lo que tenga que ver con el directo de Dota, de los equipos, del juego, me lo puedes preguntar. Si no se escucha nada, sube los volumen. Y ahí se escuchan. Ah, y debería estar sonando también el... Está raro porque estoy escuchando eso perfectamente.
Collapse, I think, has looked incredibly good in the moments where you need someone to step up and win you that game and make that clutch play, right?
I mean, the man got, he stole not just one Aegis,
he
but
stole
two.
two.
Come on.
Because he had 2 rings, so he's got to fill it up. On the flip side, if you're looking at Falcons, I think Maureen has had the standout tournament for them. Like, he's the player I'm looking at.
Sorani Black dice, ahí ya.
And then ends up being the highest damage in that game.
Parece que se bugueó eso ahí porque eso...
Strategically towards ATF to continue to step
A ver, está bien.
He's brought out all the signature heroes. He's made them threats. We saw a Mars ban in this game. That's because of him, right?
Yeah.
Mars is not a hero that has been at this meta, this event at all. That's his influence. He needs to find a way
Gracias por avisarme.
to influence the draft,
Sorani Black
the pressure that is on
dice,
Spirit, and make them
sí, ya se
respond to
escuchó.
his heroes and his
Literal no toqué nada ahí.
the other way
Con,
around. That's
¿qué
what
tiene
this
que ver con el
guy
audio? No toqué nada ahí.
can be the best offlaner in the world. Do not want to get shut down early in this series and have some weak performances.
Supuestamente es esto aquí.
Oh, like, we'll give you the Pango again. You know, we'll give
Pero lo
you
único que hice fue
Sorani
aquí,
Black
propiedades.
dice,
Y
hasta
nada.
salió la voz esa que te habla.
So that you get to play your game, and I
Ah, ya,
think
perfecto.
these 2 offlaners to strategically set the tone here.
And I love that you went in that direction because it was the heroes I wanted to talk about first and foremost. I feel like
Read your mind.
when
Sí,
it
eso lo voy a
comes to
silenciar para que no
our
molesten.
offlaner players, incredibly good. But are they good on the heroes that they're playing right now? We've got some atypical heroes for both of them, right? A Collapse Lycan, that's out of left field. And a Mars Pango, frankly, there are better heroes for him. He's good Pango, but it's not the, you know, the Mars Razor.
Abajo tiene algunos tics, parece, ¿no?
that we saw in the run-up to the finals in the first place.
I think they really wanted to get his Razor last there, as the panel was alluding to, and the Lycan pick just dissuaded it too much. There's too much single target control and backline jump in this game for the Razor to look good. Too much kiting mechanisms. You would have had to steamroll that lane.
A ver, la gente del Spirit ahí, esa.
And there's a different team, different situation. They've seen that once before. That helps them be prepared for it. You were looking for AoE control. I think they would have gobbled up the Mars if it had not been banned. That was a very good ban by Spirit. Yeah, Pango's like your settle hero here. At the same time, like you said, for Spirit, Lycan is not the go-to collapse hero. You know, you can't blink, make a play with Lycan. Well, maybe he will, I don't know. But it is a hero that's very good for this game, and it is a hero that Collapse has had some success on when you look at how he plays all these summons heroes. The 2 I go to are the Beastmaster and the Lycan. He played Visage a little bit, but
Ya empezó, vamos.
in particular. And the offlane Furion was never a big thing, hasn't been a big thing in the meta for some time. So I do think this is well within their wheelhouse, and he's very comfortable on it. But it does provide a lack of that playmaking in the late game. Right, if this game goes late, if it turns into the chaotic ultra late game Dota where Spirit make those big comebacks, Lycan is not a hero that's going to go in and get some crazy arena spear, some crazy RP, and drag you back in this game despite a net worth deficit.
Va a ir entonces la P en medio contra seguramente,
with the early nullifier, just eliminate heroes from the team fight.
No sé si irá el...
And steamroll that way. You do lose a bit of that comeback playmaking that Spirit are known for.
Puede ir Pangoliel, puede ir el...
Collapse has played Lycan in a professional match.
10 or less, probably 8.
Yeah, you would be pretty much on the money there. He's played
Se pide Pangoliel.
for this match. Now,
A ver quién lo cogió.
he was only lost with it once.
Really? He is 9-1?
He is 9-1.
Well, he should be playing it more.
Ah, no. Omar va a ir de sufrido.
Entonces
Entonces seguramente va al Primal Beast.
What is happening bottom? Maureen is killing bottom wave with an early trample.
Está loco ese chamán.
He's going to get the fast level 2. Dude, that's so unfair. It's bad enough when you give up like first
Ese murió
or
Christian.
extra bounty runes in this 1v1 mid-match.
Parece que logró correr bastante.
This is completely out of left field. There is no way Spirit expect this. This is the kind of strat you pull off in a grand final. Maybe you scrim with it once before and then you hide it.
He's trying to catch Sakura.
Ya, se logró escapar, po.
But it looks like Laurel knows about this. Is he actually going to cut another wave?
Sí, va al
He's going to steal
Primal Beast.
I mean, this is just mega confusing right now if you're Spirit. He killed bottom wave. He's killing the mid wave. I guess Crit's plan is pull the next bottom wave, but he might die for that. Yatoro was ready for it. Yeah, not able to pull that one. We'll put it under the
Qué raro está jugando esta gente, pavo.
Pango bottom now?
What the fuck?
you just bypass the early waves for the Queen of Pain Primal matchup, which was the hardest part here.
Yeah.
¿Qué
You
clase
got
está esto?
ATF a free wave as well. He doesn't have to play into the TA level 1. This is really smart if you get away with it.
Is he going to continue to back lane here? Does he want to keep this going? He is, yeah. He's going to charge through, pull the creep wave.
Mira, se lo hacía por el otro lado.
Corre, it's pretty sick, to be honest. I mean, this is going to be better than the default outcome, and it's just going to throw Spirit off in this game. Like, they're just not sure what's really happening right now.
Eso sí no lo había visto nunca.
They did control the wave bottom a little bit here. It's not going to fully swing back out, and of course, Laurel is going to free farm.
Cogió todos los creeps, ya, literal.
He is suffering a little bit CS-wise, but he will free farm here, and he's going to have a bottle, uncontested resources.
Entonces por acá va a jugar la bichita esta con el Pangolier.
I guess the question is, like, how much did Amar suffer from, you know, he scooped up that lane mid, but then he has to make the rotation. Caught the courier, there goes the bottle! Maureen might have to TP. He's actually going to TP all the way back to base here, where he's got his own bottle that is coming back on the courier, so he gets there.
Está escapado el chamaco eso.
I mean, normally a huge loss for Laurel, but to be honest, he has full resources because he hasn't had to do anything to anybody in lane. So
that's true.
It's not as if he needs the bottle, but that's a big courier snipe, more gold. I mean, the net worth in the CS is looking great for this Primal Beast in a matchup that otherwise was going to be really difficult. As you said, the other downside, though, is you stole away from this off lane.
Vamos como Amar juega Pangolier.
Get picked up mid from the Pango, so XP-wise, it actually evened out.
Yeah, they still went even.
That was a very interesting switch up.
Who suffered was, I guess, the Dark Willow. There was a wave that she just didn't even get to participate in any way.
Yes, that's who the wave got stolen from, and then the shared XP, but do you really care about that? You care more about
por acá entonces está
these melee heroes out of the lane against the double range.
Pugna y Natu Profe contra Barrider y Lycan.
Yeah, that wave got delayed. Interesting tech. Puts Falcons up in a nice spot here.
I mean, that feels like some AUI 2000 bullshit, you know?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you where he got that from. That's an old Eternal Envy.
There you go.
That feels like an old Envy maneuver right there. Never worked for us, but it's working here, so. Good to see it lives on as lanes looking good for Falcons now after all this maneuvering. You have a free farm Nature's Prophet. This Primal is high resources because he came out of the base, remet the wave, still has some bottle charges. Not a great feeling for Laurel. Like, he didn't get this vacuum one-on-one to abuse the melee hero. Even if you're going to continue to put the pressure on the Primal Beast here, you can't help but feel like you missed your window to take him out of the game. And that is what Maureen does. We've seen it time and time again. He's very creative.
Still going to be a rough lane for Amar, I think. Yeah, nice double shield crash, but it's still a Templar assassin who has been a really tough hero to combat in the laning phase. Swashbuckle away.
Yeah, good enough, I guess, with the full wand charge.
Yeah, massive creep wave pushing in, so he's good for now. Maureen now cutting more creeps. Glyph is going to be used, so he is going to have this wave following him for a while.
He's going to steal another.
I mean, come on.
Claro,
Yatoro.
Otro curry me ha matado.
Can't take this
the Primal Beast gank my courier. What am I doing?
This is just some troll action right here.
No,
he's got a lot of stick charges and Lotus. So Maposhka, okay.
Está troleándose.
Teleport coming in from Skeeter. There's no way he lives through this. Actually does get the neutral creep denied. Wow.
Dude, nothing against Team Spirit's free. Like, every time you think you get something, I guess other than the couriers, it's
una pata,
It's crazy. Falcons doing all this maneuvering, getting the courier snipes, getting the extra waves to the Primal.
And now Yatoro's being left alone.
No, se muere aquí.
It's a 1v3. They're going to kill him underneath the tower. And what's even worse is Yatoro. He was definitely done for. Maureen was willing to make the full rotation across.
Están jugando de
level 6. Run back to the top lane, though. Skeeter teleports up to top. Is not able to help snaking in time. So the normal quote-unquote lane is this top lane, which Collapse, I assume, is free farming. Looks like he's doing all right in network.
He is. I mean, that's the thing. This game is still very even because Falcons are getting more out of these little moves, but a lot of these cores for Spirit are still just free farming empty lanes in the case of Laurel or Collapse top.
Now Snaking's taking over the mid lane, and Maureen is done laning.
It's the future of Dota. You have a jungle hero.
He's going to come back for the power.
Este fue medio a cubrir ahí que no está este.
Here, so Maureen is just going to have to give way if it's top. It'll be grabbed by Rue.
I mean, you can do this with the Primal. There's not a lot of heroes that can just skip the laning phase entirely. This is one of them. I'll tell you, there's a lot of mid players who would be very frustrated at this right now. How dare you skip the lane against me?
Literal, no le enfrentaron a nadie a la Queen of Pain en medio.
Oh man, it's such a Malrine thing too, considering he has taken some of like the worst 1v1 matchups of this year.
Está viendo si casa
Top 2 net worth in this game.
a Marín por algún lado.
He's cruising, man. Absolutely owned it here in the early game, and now he's level 6. He's got phase boots. He's looking for the Lycan top, but Collapse sniffs this move out. Not going to work for the Primal. It is ATF who's continuing to suffer a little bit here in terms of the experience. Honestly, might even just give him the Wisdom Shrine. They're probably debating it, but Crit was pretty sacrificial in this as well. He'll go to the Pango as well. He's actually lower level than the Pugna, so he got it in the end anyway. That's why he didn't
been soloing half the lanes with the Furion teleporting away from the safe lane and then him collecting the mid wave.
This is a core Pugna at this point. Pulverize going off in the jungle. Malrine continuing to do some stacks here as Falcons dodge this Queen of Pain.
Sigue gripeando a full. No para.
I mean, if you're not getting killed in lanes, this is so much more efficient for Falcons.
Look at this creep swing. This is from the Lycan top. Just putting numbers, bodies on this tower if you're not going to lane anyone here.
Es lo que te digo.
Yeah.
Mira el level de los...
He does. 100 gold going to Malrine, but
this is a
de la Queen of Pain.
Agreed.
Like, they have the top 3 net worth off of the extra couriers, the creep here.
Level 7, esta gente tiene level 6 y level 5.
Don't really have like the best heroes to punish that. I mean, they're offlaners alike, and it's not really a good kill hero in the first place. Almost got his hands on Laurel there. It could have led into
Ojito que si la vaya a coger con el 6 ahí en el primer bis, ahí mismo se queda.
The Pugna does not offer you a lot in terms of the chain stun capability, but the Dark Willow definitely does because the range on this Terrorize is so damn good. Right. Of course, you have Rolling Thunder to go in these fights as well. Like some nice control mechanisms for Falcons, and they've gotten out of this laning phase. They're definitely going to be able to use them. Whereas if you're Spirit, I mean, you're going to have to put this Lycan ult and the Sonic Wave to use here. Those are your 2 big tickets in this early game. The more you can use them, the more they're on cooldown in exchange for kills, the better you're going to feel here.
Esto les puede salir muy bien a Falcon o mal, porque esa tipa está sacando ventaja. Bueno, en cuanto a nivel,
the Furion can TP in on the backside of that fight. A Wrath and Nature comes through, you get pulverized. That's just a dead Lycan. Need information to make these kind of plays right now.
Rue, right read, but he's going to have to go up to the high ground here to deal with this ward. Malrine is not going to catch him initially. We'll catch him on the low ground. Teleport coming in from Skeeter.
También
wants to join in on this kill on Rue.
This Primal is cooking in this early game. And honestly, it's a lot of experience for this Pugna because of all the lane swapping. Like, this guy's already 6. We saw how much snaking has been able to do on this hero. Looking for Yatoro with the roll.
Yatoro doing a good job dodging the brambles, cannot dodge. The jumping
se tiró todo el mundo ahí, todo el mundo. Esta gente sí juegan así a hacer.
From Falcons, not going to get far enough away on Amar though, as he gets hit by Maposhka. Gets off the shield. No, he doesn't get off the shield.
Nice little flame break there.
Yeah, good timing on that.
A couple small things went well for Spirit there. I mean, it's a TA under the tower, but that refraction blocked the Wrath of Nature. It's a lot of your global damage out of that play. We'll get some more creeps up here. Collapses Helm, not doing a lot for him.
Creep just keeps on dying. But Falcons running around looking for kills and not finding them.
That was a move that they wanted to get the kills off so you can get this tower. Instead, this tier 1 bottom's going to continue to stand down here.
I feel like it just becomes more entrenched, right? The Templar Assassin gets level 6. She starts laying out all these traps out. And the Lycan, I mean, he's inevitably going to take this tower. And then he's free to start making rotations.
Eso sí.
Another move like that from
El Pugna le está sacando bastante neto a los demás supportes.
They lost net worth off that play. It's a result of the Lycan just free farming top. Queen of Pain getting involved, whereas the Pango dies, of course, helps, but...
Por lo menos un ítemcito que se va a echar.
Not a lot of pressure going into him. She's gonna have a very fast helm.
Mira, ahora fue
The
el
objective taking here between the Lycan and the TA.
Willow.
Like, it's scary if it ramps up pretty fast here. It's a lot of physical damage with the minus armor synergy. You can easily go into the Roshan. You can easily flank these tier 1s that are still up and get a good fight out of them. And if you're not prepared, your supports are just gonna feed. Snake can be very aggressive on this mid lane, just trying to force somebody to show, get some information on the map. Everybody's jungling right now for Falcons.
Este tipo le ha dicho, a Mark le ha dicho. Váyanse de aquí.
Yeah, you'll kill
Qué
him.
manera.
He's getting decent value out of this level.
En esta línea no se puede hacer nada.
It's pretty difficult to kill him since he's such a high level and he's got that drain. This mid tower is gonna fall. Team Spirit
Trying to trade out top.
Yeah. They simply do not have an answer to this. Kill the creep wave where they can, but Snaking just keep going to work.
Could we bring Yatoro in here? Yeah, they're gonna drop some traps.
Ahora la veo
These
bien,
traps would make it a lot
porque
more annoying. Have to bring some sentries. You have to run up the hill now.
están
Again.
presionando la torre.
Another power rune coming out as well. Really important. Power
Este tipo
rune,
está
particularly for the primal beast if you can win him. Unlucky for Maul.
Este tipo de Primal Beast está gripeando por ahí por un monte.
So valuable for both of these mid laners. Such high damage heroes as is.
Y le está dando
And damage
espacio
only
también
increasing that.
a los
I
supporters.
just think Primal's
Está mal,
one of
no
those
está
mids
mal.
that Power runes change his entire early presence in the fights. Yeah, like the haste is insane on this hero. The amp damage is insane.
Este tipo está acabando con todos los
Even
bichitos.
invis just running around the map, set up some play can be good. Meanwhile, Rue, he's been sitting down here for at least 3 or 4 minutes now on this bat. No one is contesting him.
Finally, the punish comes in. Snake
Bueno,
will get dropped by 3 heroes of Team Spirit. And with the Giga Ward, they
esa torre cae.
take the mid tower first.
Muy
I don't know
fácil.
if you needed to drop it there.
Yeah, that felt
Gets the
pretty
job
free.
done. I mean, Miposhka wanted to assert dominance early in this series, you know? It's like, you're blasting my tower? No, no, no. I will blast your tower.
The battle between fives, and the result is Team Spirit actually up in net worth now because they have a tower advantage. Lycan took that safe lane tower, they've got the mid tower, so
They're feeling a lot better about the map position. There's going to be creeps pushing out top from the Lycan. That shard will eventually...
Vamos a ver cómo salen de la línea
relieve some of the map pressure the Furion's trying to output.
ambos carry, ambos
Because Rue is getting way too much.
y ambos laning.
He's just gobbling up free waves, done a little jungling on top of it.
while Snaking's on the case. He says, you put TA traps mid lane to catch me? Okay, I'll just go hit a different tower.
Someone's got to be on Pugna duty. This is where you wish you had Pudge. You just hook him.
Seriously. Had some fun watching the Pudge from earlier today. With the defuse of plate done, Amar is a bigger threat. Seemingly not enough to go after Rue underneath his tower, though.
Still kind of tentative to make the committal play down here. Like, even Snaking doesn't want to go blast this. They saw the Queen lurking down here. They don't know where some of these heroes are on the map. A smoke.
Hay cacería, cabrón, cacería.
Kind of an awkward one because they're trying to finish Helm of the Overlord for collapse. He went to the shop with it.
Yeah, they're trying to Maposhka solo gank with the Lycan dragon and his wolves.
Not an insignificant amount of damage. He's gonna find Skeeter.
He's gonna get him.
Oh, if this works, it's just straight nasty.
Yeah, put the fire on him. Easy. I mean, he's stuck in one spot. The dragon's actually
Murió ahí
for
el
that.
Dude,
carry.
Skeeter's like, what is this game, dude? Come
Este
on.
muere.
We've
Pero
seen
bueno,
the
un
rise of
support.
this, right? These Lycans that play.
Is he gonna get crits? Oh, he's missing him. Sister Shroud too strong, but
Pero vete, muchacha. Ah, no, bro, tú estás loca.
Paled out by the pulverize.
Casi se mueren las.
and he retook the creep, so didn't even get that one.
It did mean he had to take a range creep for that in order to stop them from getting the gold, but nice,
That's
smart
what-
heads
Hicieron
up play
2 por
from,
1, así que
I mean, super good use of this Lycan. He's jungling the whole
Sigue-
time.
sigue adelante el Team Spirit.
In there, you get a Furion kill with a solo smoke shaman. You get the Pugna kill bottom with the Bat Rider, who's still been down here, by the way. Falcons have not made a move to kick these heroes out of the safe lane, and it's killing their map control. They will finally get Blink on the Primal to make some plays of their own. They're going to look for the Lycan.
They're looking for the hardest hero to find, though, because he's rarely showing on map. He's doing the Lycan thing where he's just hitting
Bueno,
neutrals
me
and
parece
he's
que hasta
controlling
aquí
his
llega
wolves,
el
but
Lycan.
his wolves do all the work. The interesting part is he's not. He has the pack leader facet.
Oh, they found him.
They
sí,
get him on the neutrals.
de ahí no sale.
And he'll die here. No shapeshift, so certainly no way out, especially against all the control that Falcons do have, but an interesting trade-off here. The other half of Collapse is still with Maposhka, and they're trying to cheat themselves an early Roshan right under
Eso sí no me lo
Falcons'
esperaba tampoco.
Man, Maposhka's been making some really nice plays with the backup of these.
Chamo le mete perfect Rocha en pavo.
To punch around the map. You get a carry kill into a Roche kill. Falcons just not expecting it. They will finally get that tier 1 bottom in exchange that they've been looking for. A nice objective for them, but a super
Entonces me está diciendo, what the
Nasty
fuck.
surprise, a Queen of Pain with an Aegis at 16 minutes.
This almost reminds me of how people used to play with the Grimstroke.
Es un peligro porque ahora se pone a cazar por ahí y ese tipo es dificilísimo de matar. Y a cualquiera que coja por ahí, es chao. Puna, la Willow, al mismo a tu profe si lo agarra bien.
Some obscure strategies that we really just do not see hardly ever.
You need finesse to win a championship. These little things matter a lot. Put some mental pressure on the enemy.
Bueno, murió este.
Exactly where the Lycan died.
Lycan, and with the Quap here, this is going to be a rough one. The Sonic Wave goes out. It's over to Malrine. And Malrine, he's stuck in the middle of this. He does what damage he can. They're throwing
murió Marín.
heals, but it's not good enough. Snake King can't out-heal the damage. Now they're rolling Thunder, though, from Amar. It hits onto Collapse once. Collapse on the run. So he goes to
le quitaron el Roshan.
He has the Aegis, and he's coming back soon. That's why Skeeter, he just teleports away. Falcons are on the run. Laurel's going to jump after them. Jumps right into the Pugna, though, and snaking with the...
Una la hizo buena, se le quitó cantidad de vida.
Laurel just yet, but maybe Amar and Crit, they could do the finishing blow. They got him.
La que está dando durísimo aquí es la bichita esa.
Amara and Crit managed to play the distance, get away from Yotaro, escorted by Skeeter out of here. But does Skeeter make it out? They're leaving Skeeter behind. They just hope that Skeeter's going to be able to make it through the game. But Poshka from the cliffside.
Ña. Qué clase de crítico le metió ese tipo.
With the Wolves too, just can't get in front of them. Collapse has been on point with these Wolves around the map. You're able to get a couple heroes out, but that is an expensive death for Skeeter here.
Cuanto a neto, la Templar y el Lycan en adelante. No mucho, pero sí, sí.
Take him off the map, you limit that GPM. And those are Deso charges for Yotaro. It's going to start adding up here. He is so high level. He's already level 16.
Oh, got him again on the shield crash. That force movement of Flame Break almost killing Amar. Maposhka, he tries the long-range blood grenade. It doesn't... Oh, he did actually land it on him, but it's not going to do enough.
Clase de nivel están mostrando esa gente,
If he had gotten him with that, that would have been insane.
Ambos equipos.
This is still...
No, todavía lo está buscando, mira.
Now that Yotoro's gotten involved, like these fights are going to start to pick up for Team Spirit, and you do not want to fall behind against.
Ya, qué buena le hizo el Barrider ahí. O sea, el Barrider está jugando súper bien.
Plus the Lycan Wolves. You need an early gem in this game if you're Falcons. That's what it feels like. And your supports are also trying to survive in this game. They want early utility defensive items. So when you pick up that gem is going to be really important.
Well, you say, you know, don't fall too far behind. The Templar Assassin. That kind of has already happened. Spirit are up by 3K.
Ojito, ojito que no duras un golpe.
Is up almost 3K on the Nature's Prophet and other heroes. Is well, the Shadow Realm goes off. Glimmer Cape teleport away.
No detection.
He's good. No
lo hizo bien.
Important to get out versus Templar Assassin. Extra damage adds up quickly. That nullifier already done for the Lycan as well.
Talk about the damage ramping up. I mean, Desolator with this Giga Ward, it's not just the hero damage, but the tower damage they can put out.
The push comes really quick with this lineup. You do not want to give bad kills away on this map. Need to get to the primal BKB here.
Esta gente sí tienen eso, el Team Spirit está tumbando mucha torre. O sea, son rápidos.
You can definitely look for some early kills now as well. All the ults are available for Spirit outside of that ward.
Trying to catch Laurel, but he is way too wily for them.
Another move, Spirit, just read.
Malrine, he's going to sit in front of this mid-tier 2, hoping maybe he can get some initiation. Speed along this BKB, but as it is, it's being slowed down by the lack of kills for Falcons.
And Spirit are just going to continue taking objectives straight into Tormentor, 20 minutes.
Están matando acá.
Too easy with the single target.
¿Quién lo agarró? El Tormentor, ya, lo agarró el... El Barrider. Ya lo tenía.
Does swing some of these heroes bottom for Spirit, which is where the good vision is for Falcons right now. So they don't mind if Spirit linger down here. Lets them set up plays. They're trying to do exactly that. Invis on the Primal.
Keep the momentum going.
He got scouted on that sentry, though.
Yeah, more sentries on the ground, too.
Once more, Spirit vacate the premises. I mean, Collapse is pushing in this bottom lane with the Dragon right now. He did not get caught down here. Too hard for Spirit to fight with all the vision for Falcons around this area.
Ahora mismo, Spirit tiene ventaja en cuanto a dominio de mapa y demás.
This is going to be a very hard-hitting Lycan soon.
Dude, AC just makes this lineup go insane. You're not going to have armor fast enough in this game if you're Falcons. Got to continue to find some pickoffs here, and the pickoffs are coming towards you. They're looking for Amar.
Ojo. No, por tanto los demás ahí también. La sombra igual. Bueno, pero ¿por qué tan lejos estaba atacando? Son unos cuantos disparos rápidos ahí.
But you don't have the same pickoff threat here. Even with the same amount of heroes, the Primal is not doing the damage this TA is doing right now. Team Spirit continuing to snowball this game. They get an damage for Laurel.
Another two-man kill squad coming in. Maposhka and Laurel with the blink dagger early. Oh, what interference!
Clase de esas velas metido esos creepapos. Increíble.
Dak Croker destroyed them. Man, the sixth player for Falcons coming out big here. Snaky, he looks impressed with that. It's like, good job, Croker.
Collapse is playing with neutrals, but
increíble,
neutrals are playing with Maposhka.
Mira eso, Sar.
Dude, I hate those things. Every Dota player has had this happen.
Estuneado a los dos. Ay, Dios mío. ¿Y para cómo se muere ya?
That was a funny game, man. Whoa. Skeeter just teleport? Yeah, he teleported right on top of Collapse.
You're not winning that fight.
That's not a place he wanted to be. Fortunately for him, Lasso wasn't up yet. I'm not sure what information he had on the map, but teleporting into the enemy ancients there.
I think he's just trying to farm it, honestly. I don't think he was looking.
No, I think so too. It's just...
The wolf's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Still fairly even game for Falcons if they can get a one-team fight into that Roche. They have the BKB on the Primal. Like, these fights can go really well for them if they can start on a core target. If you can get the TA or the Lycan in particular, that would be huge here for Falcons as Roche spawn available in 20 seconds.
It looks like Rue may be the target here. Okay, they spot Maposhka. The smoke nets them another kill. It's just...
Son buenas peleas porque aunque tú estés matando solo support, es el support que te está complicando la cosa porque es el 6, es el amarre, es el pollo. Entonces mucho control. Entonces si el Team Spirit decide tomar una pelea sin ese support, apetecerían uno menos obviamente. Pierden mucho control.
Because a lot of that gold comes from Wrath of Nature bouncing through, split XP. Yatoro's just been doing solo Ancients this whole time. He will hit that level 20 Refraction Dispel.
Yeah, he's got the Dark Willow here. Brambles he can get rid of, an offensive Decrepify maybe.
Good versus the supports for sure. He gets this Daedalus before that Roche fight breaks out, which, you know, Roche is on the map right now, but hard for Falcons to force the issue. Way easier for Spirit to force it with the amount of vision they have off traps and wolves. Falcons kind of just have to make the smoke plays, utilize the Furion ult, and hope that they get information off the lanes naturally.
Bueno, en cuanto a torre, le han tumbado uno más a Falcons. Ya Rochan está disponible. Pero ahora mismo no es buena idea tirarse ahí.
That said, Spirit are dealing with the Furion so far.
Yeah.
Vamos a ver.
It always comes down to these best
Si
of
lo ven,
right? That first game
got their own.
One team is going to take the
es que si lo van a ver, tienen ahí el...
crucial hero.
For sure.
And if they
tienen ahí
beat it,
visión.
it's a huge advantage for the following games.
It's too tempting not to do it, so. Yatoro is 250 off that Daedalus recipe. Big item missing for him if this fight breaks out right now. And you have an Ags done for the Pango, so big damage upgrade for Falcons if Amar can get in there. But you really want to take this fight around your wards.
Yatoro's going to go back for it. He's going to call Falcons bluff. He thinks they're not going to do Roshan right now.
It's a bold call. That said,
Está haciendo buen daño ya
did not get killed by
la Templar, la verdad.
This is where not having that early gem hurts you a lot. Or even just
Ahora sí se van a meter.
guarding the pit. They have one, but the wolf does expire. I just don't think they can do the Roche fast enough without the fight breaking out.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And if anything, Team Spirit, I mean, they're matched up against Furion. You don't want to be stuck in this face-off around the Roshan pit for forever, because then the Furion just gets all the lanes pushed in, right?
For sure. He's just out farming you. So you do complete that Daedalus. Is that the AC done for Collapse?
Yeah, recipe.
No, está complicado meterse ahí, la verdad. Es un riesgo.
So I assume it's done.
Yeah, it's going to be a little hard to get it there. A little treacherous territory, but he's going to take it the long way.
These are huge items for Spirit. I mean, just as Falcons got that Ags on the Pango,
Es un peligro.
the damage is going to be met here with two big item pickups that just amp this physical through the roof. And that Roche is still not being forced by Falcons. They're kind of in this stalemate. You understand why, but it gave Spirit time to hit the
Está todo el mundo por el medio.
go straight into you. They don't care because they have vision mechanisms to throw up these hills.
¿Se irán a meter en el Roshan? Están a tener visión ahí. Uy, cuidado, cuidado.
There's no way you force Roche against the Pango Primal here.
Surely you try and play for that lasso. Rue finds it. Jumps up to the high ground. Catches crit. Can they burst him down fast enough? The Sonic Wave over the top will finish him.
What more can you catch here?
Oh, man, look at that damage. Nullifier plus the Prowler. Maureen's going to pop his BKB. The physical damage almost caught him.
The one wolf.
He's got a blink dagger. He blinks up into the trees.
No TP.
No TP.
Why does he have no TP?
Do you have a sense that he's here? Oh, Root, meanwhile, he gets hit big time with the rolling thunder of Amar. So Falcons still find a pickoff here. Let's help the Wisdom Shrine while he's around the area.
A nice pickup for ATF. Finding something out of nothing. Downside for Falcons might be they lose the Roche here.
Están librando por los pelos el Falcon. Esta partida la tiene muy...
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, he has no armor on this Primal.
Yeah, the Prowler takes
Que bueno,
50%
ya sabemos
of his
que
physical armor.
que Team Falcon la lucha está final.
Then you've got Hal. Absolutely absurd, but a pickup while they're doing the Roshan on Maposhka, but they got to get out of here. And Amar, he's going to roll it up, but he doesn't have the rolling thunder to keep rolling. And so
eso es lo que no me gusta a mí del Pangolier.
Skeeter, he runs up, Spirit runs south.
Sí, mientras está en la bola está buenísimo, no sé qué, pero si te hacen daño físico, muere. Como quiera.
Skeeter will escape with that slow move speed. Well, they trade Maposhka for a core Pango. They'll take that every time. Furion does escape. The map gets pushed out by the rest of Falcons.
Tiene partido que jugué con ese bichito. Tenía una Weaver en contra. Increíble, increíble lo rápido que lo mataba. Y ella es rápida también. Entonces te caía atrás aunque tú tuvieses eso. Muerto.
Nice little pick off to start this Aegis period off. More Deso charges for Yatoro. And you do have to think about getting the armor items soon if you're Falcons. AC is next for the Pangolier. It's going to be the refresher build for the Primal, but he needs a Shivas in this game at some point. And until then, dude, the minus armor is through the roof. You have the AC, you have the Howl talent, max level Howl, plus Desecrate, whatever you want to put into these heroes. The Meld hits, the Deso hit.
You know, if you think about it, Furion, the highest stat hero in Dota, right? He has a ton of base armor. If Lycan gets to him, it's minus 15 armor, and then it's minus 50% of your base armor. He's got 25 armor.
Fíjate que está 2 a 12. No hay mucha ventaja de neto, aunque sí hay ventaja ya, a 6.000.
But like Furion just doesn't naturally build that.
No.
Pero nada, no es tanto. Entonces, fíjense en la presión que tienen. Ya han tumbado todas las torres primarias, o sea, la primaria y la secundaria. Literal le queda nada más solo la base.
that's kind of it. I mean, otherwise you just have to build armor and survive.
So it's just AC on Pango, Shiva's on Marine, and
I mean, your other option is to kill them first. That's always the answer in Dota. Like, if there's some truth in it. If you just get refresher Shivas on the primal and you run this guy in and you double pulverize the TA or something, there's no one dealing a huge amount of physical off the bonus armor reduction. The co-op's mainly magical. Something Falcons could think about, though. It is a lot harder with their support duo because they don't have a hero like this Bat Rider that can go in and look for an easy initiation target. They're pretty dependent on this primal getting pulverizes off in this game, or finding Team Spirit at an objective or a choke point with the Rolling Thunder. Let ATF provide the control.
Lo bueno que tiene el Lycan, aparte de
lane shove is just so annoying right now between
de que tiene buen clipeo y eso. Que al tener también demasiados bichitos eso por ahí tiene mucha visión. Pero ahorita mismo el Rochan, al tener el bichito ahí no se podían tirar para ahí.
And also, like, Skeeter, what he did there, he scanned before he teleported, right? You're not going to have a scan to teleport every single... Oh, one shot!
Wait, he died to the neutral.
How is that even possible? He technically did not get one shot. He got left with, what, 10 HP?
Un golpe le dio al puño.
Are out to get Team Spirit. That's 2 in a row.
Dude, that's a
clase locura, bro.
Summary. He took a 1350 single shot by the TA. Or I guess in 2 hits.
Vamos a la repetición. Pum.
One shot, yeah, one shot, and then he died to 90 damage on the physical Black Dragon.
And it was in the same instant. That's crazy. Well, Team Spirit maybe denied the last hit on that Snake King kill, but will not be denied a lane of barracks. Falcons can't stop this one. And if Skeeter's not careful, is he dead? If he gets lucky on the crits, nope.
That's not a good sign for Falcons right now.
No, ya está.
This Aegis.
Esto es GG, caballero. Ya no es más fácil, ese tipo no la puede matar.
Support pick off. You find another hero with the Bat Rider, chain it into a barracks, use that banner. 13k lead out of nowhere. And you still have Aegis for 20 seconds.
He just denied the banner.
It does give it a decent amount of gold.
Que tienen que tener daño físico, ¿sabes?
Nothing is free, Austin.
Man, and that's
el único más o menos puede hacer algo es el Not the Prophet. Ah, tienen al Lycan, tienen a la Temporal Assassin. La tipita, la Queen Pain también se llama a daño después.
To just slay you in the fight, and that means getting Maureen in here. The refresher is done for the Primal Beast. This is your chance to turn this game if you can find some big core pickoffs. No Aegis to deal with. The Furion can help deal with the lane pressure while you make moves. But once again, Spirit,
they always know.
It's just so hard to catch this team. They're incredibly patient. They're incredibly disciplined. They don't mind giving up some net worth to make sure they don't die in the wrong moments.
And still items flowing in.
14,000 de neto ya.
BKB for Rue.
That's not much. Overwhelming.
Not much they could do to stop that unless Maureen's willing to use one of his pulverizes to grab that Bat Rider. But as you said, they want to be starting.
Como aplaude a Tempa.
I think if the fight starts on you, it's almost over. If you're Falcons, like it's going to take some insane turnaround with the AOE control they have between
the
Pango.
Ojito.
Because the damage is way too quick, and it doesn't commit big ults or anything, right? You're just going in with some Meld Strike, Sonic Wave, or whatever, and well, guess what? You still have a full Lycan to play with. You still have a Lasso to play with. Do have a gem on Falcons. It's a huge thing to play around in this game. They put it on the Pangolier. Gotta get some D-wards going. Gotta kill some of these traps. Deal with the wolves. Give yourself some vision security in this game.
Roos just hunting every corner of the map, making sure there's nobody lurking around these trees.
Y están revisando todas las esquinitas, no hay casualidad.
Level 25 online for Yatoro. On top of that, Swift Blink plus.
Mira cómo está el Pulivium.
Plus alert for extra attack range. This TA is insane right now.
Oh, Rue tried, but Maureen, he pushed out the wave, just blinks back.
There's a reason we see the blink purchase here for snaking. I mean, that's your best defensive item at this point in this game.
Yeah,
this one, they go on you, you somehow blink out. Nothing else saves you at this point.
Well, when Yotaro has the capability to one-shot,
Bueno, tenía un dominio en mapa criminal porque solamente no pueden salir de ahí, ¿no?
if he has an extra second, thanks to this meld bash talent.
Yeah, it's just disgusting. If you look at his attack range too, that's another problem. He's basically just a straight ranged hero at this point.
Falcons, they'll get their chance.
Le 25 tiene ese tipo. Olvídate eso. Era los otros 17, 20, no.
Slow pushing the waves in with the Sea Dragon and the Dragon and Yotaro. Oh, he jumps forward, 1,000 damage, not good enough, but he got down before Mark could get him with the Rolling Thunder, and now he's pushed away with the
Muerto.
Now he's dead.
There's your gem too.
Complete and total counter from Team Spirit. Everything that Falcons are trying to do here, Spirit has an answer.
En la próxima la banean. Olvídate eso.
It's not good enough. Team Spirit now pushing in more forward than before. A ward to be dropped, 5 heroes ready to go, and they're just waiting. Falcons.
Eso es a ver.
Oh, there's another bout bash.
Ya nada más fuerza.
Timing there from Snake King.
No tienen cómo matarlo.
Still has the finishing blow. It's not all physical damage here as much as we're hyping up the Lycan and the Templar Assassin. There's more to come from this Queen of Pain.
You got to the butterfly on the Furion. I mean, that's your best item to try and combat this timing right now. Skeeter has to be able to sit in the middle of the fight and deliver some damage. There's no one else who's dealing in the big deeps right now. You're just watching another lane go.
Ahí está. Mátala.
And that's
to wait for the respawns. Spirit are out.
And there's still the fact that Yotaro could just play off of side blades.
Oh yeah,
I mean, half of his game has been side blades this entire time.
There's the fact that they don't even have to commit for these pushes. They can just throw the summons in, the Giga Ward. If you go up to try and hit these, you're getting lassoed by a BKB Bat Rider. Then you have to commit your primal. These pushes are not easy.
To collapse 1 the amp damage? No, Laurel says, that's for me, brother. I've got the bottle. They've got...
Ya está para barrer la base completa. Ahí sí no hay invento.
Top lane. Falcons.
Van al trono directo.
They're in trouble.
They have been given away a lot, but it's time to make your final stand.
This is where, you know, we've seen Falcons be in this position in that previous series, and they managed to make the comeback with a very similar lineup.
Y el Lecan está pegando duro ya.
They know, Falcons know they have to go outside of the base. They can't just wait. And Laurel jumps into a ward here. An opportunity. Oh, the melt back should stop. Laurel, he throws out the Sonic Wave, and he's going to be okay. But the Templar Assassin, maybe in a little bit of trouble.
Those have an agent.
Mira, mira, la mataron.
Anyway. He goes down the first time. Now it's going to be up Rue. He's up next. But here comes Yotaro. Yotaro is back. They put him in the sprout, but Yotaro blinks forward. A melt, and
he ya, tírenlo sin miedo.
Falcons, they're left now on buybacks, one of which they don't have. Skeeter can't return to the fight, and Crit's gone too. That's 3 left for Falcons. The end is nigh in this game 1. Team Spirit are going to close this out.
Overwhelming net worth advantage. You had a refresher shard on that Queen of Pain, so you have a second round of everything for Laurel when he escapes there off the meld bash, stunning the primal. This TA just got way too high level, way too fast. There's an MKB to top it off.
Again, the meld bash. You get half a second, if that, of a grab on a collapse before Yotaro. He strikes, and he strikes hard. 2 down, and the final snaking. The captain of Falcons sent running back to the Falcons.
Nunca había visto la temporada tan fuerte, vamos.
A commanding game from Spirit here. Didn't feel like they were on the back foot, other than the first 2 minutes where it was what's going on in this laning phase.
Yeah.
But all of that is to dodge the bad lane matchups to give Falcons a chance going into that mid game on even footing. They got that. They executed that very well, and then they could not claim a single objective. We saw how stalled they were around that Roche pit. They can't commit for that Roche. They can't just do it with 2 heroes. The first Roche goes to the Ross, the Giga Ward, plus some Lycan summons. The other one going to the power of this TA and how many levels Yotaro got early. Too many objectives going Team Spirit's way. This is not a team you're going to be able to come back against in a lot of situations. Like, they know how to close those games out. They know how to be disciplined. I don't think we saw a single smoke move from Falcons work once they were behind.
It was just
can't find
constant misses.
Yeah,
Team Spirit were ghosts on the map every single time a smoke was popped.
And I like the strategic idea behind TA and Lycan against this Furion, right? This is a deadly hero to give away. Part of it is the map control the hero gives you. When you have the Lycan shard pushing in waves, You have summons pushing in waves. There's a black dragon killing this bottom wave for half that game. You have the TA traps eliminating where you can move around the map without getting spotted. It gives people safety to push out waves. You have Bat Rider cleaning up some aggressive waves of his own. That's a lot of map control.
Ahí fallaron, para mí empate de cita. El medio de Falcon no fue el mejor. Marín tiene que coger un play que mata a hacer. No de iniciador ni nada de eso. Iniciador que coja a Man.
That Falcons had in this game that it felt like everything was a problem and they couldn't really do anything to begin with. That face is kind of, I feel like how Falcons felt in this first game of this best of 5. I'm here with Fear, Lacoste and BSJ, and Fear, this was
Pues en todo caso Skitter puede jugar también un play en el inicio, que le gustan los esfuerzos. Tini, que se yo.
Why it ended this way, but it felt like Falcons, they won all 3 lanes. The primal rotations, or just the way he played the mid lane was good, but what happened at some point is they just stopped applying pressure. They had a good first blood on Yotoro, then after that it just felt like, yeah, Yotoro, take all these stacks, go ahead and continue.
Mira los ítems, pavo.
Snaking just played on mid lane.
Demasiado.
Eso,
Later, Lincoln, Fuerza Mejorado, Déalo, Monkey Gimbal.
Super aggressive. They just played incredibly passive for like 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to attribute that to Spirit just locking those plays down, or did Falcon just not try hard enough to make those plays happen?
Even though they lost this game, there were so many like cool plays that Primal Beast is doing around the map as well, where he's cutting the creep wave,
ese choque, Avatar, no, tenía unos cuantos ítems también, no estaba.
He's on top of the CS, 18, Queen of Pain, which is a good matchup for Queen of Pain.
Por eso lograron matarla ahí una vez cuando tenía Rocha.
Then he kills his courier, then he drags the creep wave again into the one of the camps, doesn't kill them, goes to the bottom lane, kills Yatoro's courier as well, gets 2 camps out of that one, then drags into another creep camp. This is why this guy is considered to be the best Primal Beast in the world, but they couldn't transition that into anything bigger. Sure, he got the farm, but they also got shut down post 10 minutes.
But why?
That's the question, right? Because like I feel like they didn't play aggressive enough as they needed to. I felt like you don't give TA those stacks.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to be more aggressive. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just, you know, Team Spirit just being prepared for this. But I think if you want to win with these lineups that Falcons are doing, you have to apply that pressure. This is how they win the games typically. They just missed an opportunity here, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yesterday we saw Falcons being the
vamos a ver. Pero salen adelante Team Spirit. Y jugamos súper bien. No fue que tuvieron suerte, que que tuvieron buenas peleas, no. Jugando en equipo, hicieron buen piqueo también. Eso fue importante.
If I'm a carry that game, I feel like if I'm in Skeeter's position, I had to have 15 items in order to kill people and survive. Like we're that is how the game of Dota works. You do have a backpack potentially if you want to swap some out, maybe a refresher, but yeah, it just felt like he had too many jobs in the game of you have to kill all these summons, you have to like man fight the TA, you also have to survive somehow, and it's not a hero. Sometimes when we see Pugna, we'll see heroes that do damage despite getting decrypt, but Nature's Prophet isn't one of these heroes, so there's no like defensive tool that his teammates offer him that also allows him to output damage at the same time, so it just felt like there was too big of a weight on his shoulders.
Esa fue la otra que faltó también al Falcons, le faltó los supports tuviesen control. Por ejemplo, Shadow Shaman contra esa tipita, contra la Templar, un amarre, un pollito, lo obligas a hacerse otros ítems y esas cosas.
He wants to build into all of these defensive items. He's Solar Crest, he's, Glimmer Capes, Decrypify. None of that is going to be working against this Nullifier.
No, and that led to some cool moments or to some Brian's bangers.
Yes, I had a few really cool plays that I like to watch this game. Just utilizing of spells to the max here. So we're going to see the bottom lane. This is after a gank from Falcon's attempt that failed. And we're going to see Amar get gone on by 4 of Team Spirit's heroes. And you're going to see Rue hold on to his Flame Break until Amar goes for the jump. which that double shield could have given him a bunch of HP to potentially survive, but utilizing that flame break perfectly there. And then we're going to see the Miposhka gank. This is something I mentioned coming into the series, that they do these cool 2-hero plays. Last thing I thought they were going to do is a hero plus summons gank. This is something as a character player that there's just no way that Skitter's going to be ready for this in the draft, in the game itself. You end up trading the 5, but this is another 2 TPs as well from Falcons, so such a good resource trade there. And then we were talking about the usefulness of this Pugna Ward against all the high mana cost spells that Team Spirit has, but notice how Laro's going to pop a shield rune and then use all of his spells, effectively allowing him to play the fight.
Y esa tipa al inicio, papá, por lo menos al inicio es super fuerte la
Pain. Literally cast spells in the fight, so I thought that was a really cool usage of a shield rune. And then we're going to go to Yatoro with the classic side blades. Amar maybe regretting buying him, or Skeeter regretting buying a Manta here, utilizing the side blades perfectly in order to kill Amar. It just felt like not only did they strategically have all the answers on the side of Team Spirit, but every single button pressing that I watched in that game, I was just like, that was cool, that was cool. So I very much appreciate what they brought to the table that game 1.
Yeah, it's good to highlight what went right for Team Spirit as well, as it is so easy to look at the big picture and say, oh, maybe Falcons didn't do that much in this game, but it was basically because they didn't have those openings, because Spirit just played really cool and fairly clean as well.
¿Crees que se repita la historia más ocurrida aquí en el torneo? La barrida. ¿Creen que sea posible un 3-0 en una final?
Showing 3 heroes from Falcons, so that also means that Templar Assassin is going to be relatively safe in the next couple of seconds.
O serán un cuarto y quinto juego.
He does have the big Dominator creep, so he feels relatively safe, showing that he's going to be tanking the whole gank of the squad of Falcons, but also the play that he's doing, he's sending this Dominated creep, he's sending also the Wolves inside of the Roche pit, and you have Shaman with the Giga Ward. Even though he's going to die here, he still shows 3 heroes from Falcons again, and they're going to be able to transition that into Roshan. The reason why this is super popular, because Shadow Shaman does have this ability to go into Roshan with +1 and be able to kill it, that he also sent out 1 wolf just in case they're going to be doing something sneaky, maybe trying to read the play, and this is also going to be another one.
Eran buenas peleas ahí, pero el problema es que
he's going with the pack leader, so he's going to get the kill, extend his shapeshift for another
con esa tipa se empezó a meter en las peleas
for another 5 seconds. Laro's going to be dying here, but it also allows them to buy a little bit more time. TA is coming into the fight, and what he's going to be doing with Lycan is also pretty impressive, like the micro that he's doing. It's coming out in a second, but he also dragged the fight a bit more to the left side, trying to bait a couple of spells, and then he's going to resummon the wolves, which is pretty nice. And also Team Falcons, I think at this point they understand we need to fall back to the gate. We need to be able to get out. So 1 wolf tanks the Bramble Maze, which does allow Templar Assassin to go through while he's body blocking with the other one, and it gives you just enough time for Shadow Shaman to go through, get the Hex, and they get a big kill.
Está muy fuerte.
I mean, that looks really cool and really good. I also think maybe Shadow Shaman seems to be recurring in a lot of these clips, and obviously these moments being able to take that Roshan so early, and that begs the question for where to take it from here, because Team Spirit on a roll, game 1 in their hands, but Falcons left scrambling a little bit. What do you want to see from them in game number 2?
As we saw through like pretty much every single clip there, it's pretty much just them being on the defensive on Falcons. They were never really playing on the enemy side of the map, so I think going into this next game, yeah, Spirit, they played a very, very clean game. Everything they did looked and made a lot of sense. For Falcons, they need to get more aggressive. I think there all there is to it. Like, not many aggressive plays really stuck this game, and that really put them on the back foot. So I want to see them just believe in themselves a bit more and just go for these plays, because I didn't see enough with a lineup that should have been much more aggressive.
Yeah, there were just so many puzzle pieces that Team Spirit connected in that game. As a Batrider first pick, first and foremost, they did ban Abaddon in the first round, and I think going into game 2, Batrider's had enough success at this tournament, even though he's been banned most games, that you have to counterpick it at least. You have to have like an Oracle, an Abaddon, an Omni Knight, something that removes that lasso, or like a Shadow Demon. But then at the same time, one thing Batrider always does is he doesn't really play the lane very much, and he stacks. And then you want to pick it with an offlaner who takes stacks. That's what most people have been doing. The Bristlebacks, which is what Falcons used yesterday, the Axes. But in this game, they picked a Lycan, but they had the TA from Yatoro, who was a level 11 at minute 12. We were talking about this because of the fact that he cleared like a 5 Ancient stack that early in the game. It just feels like somehow they've thought about all of this stuff. They have the team fights, they have the map mobility, they have the playmaking potential as one or two, as an entire team, and also just these little efficiency plays that get them to that point in the first place.
Okay, we want Team Falcons
Vamos,
to be maybe
viendo la trama que gane este Falcons. Se ponga reñida la cosa.
Of this finals coming your way after a break.
I'm here with one of the greatest carry players of all time, quite frankly, Yatoro from Team Spirit. How are you doing coming into these grand finals? Are you excited, confident, chill?
I'm excited and confident and chill.
All of the above. Excellent. So how do you feel coming up against Falcons in particular?
They're a good team. They have a very good strategy. They're playing good at macro game. We're gonna try to beat them.
Excellent stuff. Were you surprised to see Falcons just ripping through the other side of the bracket, 2-0s across the board?
I thought they're gonna lose 2-0 to Liquid, but they won. It means maybe Liquid in not good form, maybe they're in good form, and also they beat Tundra, come back some games, and they're ready to win, of course, and we're gonna try to do not let them do it.
All right, one more question about Falcons. Skitter, as a carry player, what do you think of him, and how would you compare him to yourself?
I don't think what I can compare him to myself. He has a different playstyle. He's playing around the team. He's playing more for supports, more for other cores. I have different playstyle. He's also a good player who understands like macro game, meta, and blah blah blah. He's a good one.
He is indeed. It's going to be a tough adversary. Well, a little bit more about your own journey then. Which match do you think you learned more from in these playoffs?
Sí, sí, ahí tienes razón. Porque este tipo de skitter casi siempre juega para el equipo, sir.
Very good comeback from us.
No, al contrario, ahí se notó que esta gente jugaban para Templar.
Some close games. Are we going to see you guys breaking that 60-minute mark again?
We're going to see.
Play your cards close to your chest. All right, Yatoro. I'm really looking forward to this grand finals. It's going to be awesome. Thanks for coming to talk to me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Se notó la diferencia. O sea, de player, no es que de nivel ni nada. Todo el mundo juega a su forma, ¿no? Y cada equipo se acomoda a sus necesidades, ¿no? Vamos, un minutico para el próximo draft. Bueno, mi gente, apoyen el canal, que ya hoy se acaba. Se acaba el torneito. Bueno, el torneazo. La Copa Mundial, nada más y nada menos. Tercer lugar parece que lo ganamos para Division, ¿no? 2-0. Ese más tarde lo hemos retransmitido. Como decimos ayer, en el intermedio de algunos partiditos de DOTA que estamos echando y eso lo ponemos. Por lo menos los highlights.
Watching Dota 2 at the Esports World Cup, and we are in the middle of our grand finals. It's a best of 5, and Team Spirit is 1 game up against Team Falcons. We're going to find out if Falcons has a little bit of a better shot coming back in game number 2, and that first game definitely was a bit of a warm-up game for them. We know they sometimes need those. They have proven so in the tournament as a whole, where they started rough and ended incredibly strong. But against Team Spirits in a best of 5 on LAN, that's a whole different beast. They have not played each other on a LAN final stage like this at all. And Team Falcons needs maybe a little bit extra help in this one. And I've got 3 smart brains next to me, and they're going to give them a little bit of extra help potentially. Brian, what should they do? We're about to head into that draft. We saw them first pick the Nature's Prophet in the previous game, giving away the Bat Rider. I would imagine the draft order, it might be reversed in this case. But what do you want them to do?
Por si acaso, van a banear a la Templar Assassin esa. Para que no inventen.
Stage of the game, you have a BKB piercing single target spell that my idea of what they need to do is that they can pick their own stuff, but what Team Spirit showed is we can counter your playstyle while also picking heroes with a lot of synergy. And I'm just thinking about Skeeter's hero. There needs to be some way to enable him to not just die to what is in the game.
Vamos, que empieza. Vamos.
You can buy as a carry, where I'm not going to die to Lasso plus Shadow Shaman plus physical damage dealers. So I would like to see something in their draft where if they're going to prioritize Skeeter's hero so early, that just allows him to effectively skip an item or two, because that's just something as a carry you need to consider when you have all these single target destroy you heroes.
Yeah, I mean, that game left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth.
Mono.
Spirit played so well. It looked like an outclass. It did not look like
Una
a
Siren,
grand
por
final
acá,
championship material that I
Axe
think
y
Falcons
Chalfie.
can show. So it's really hard for me to talk about the draft here, just because I feel like they did not execute the way that they've been executing to get here.
Nada, Spirit cogió un pick más agresivo.
Which is very interesting to see. I wonder what Spirit's planning to do with that one, but we don't see it very often. And then the respect of the Primal Beast is there, because they realized Team Spirit's a smart team. They won that game, but they were definitely outplayed for the first 7 minutes of that game, or maybe 10 minutes. But after that, they brought it in, and Falcons, they didn't know what to do past that 10-minute marker.
One thing that I like to see for Falcons coming into this series is playing much better early game, and that's exactly what they did, because when they played against Thundra, they lost the laning stage pretty heavily. Those are 2 very strong comeback games that they did have, but in this one, they had the good start, but they haven't managed to transition that into anything better. So I want to see slightly more aggression, and this is going to be the hero that's going to allow them to do so, because what Spirit did with Batrider in the previous one, you
De nuevo Rider. Esta vez de Falcons.
Combo where you're always going to be getting the kill, BKB piercing tool, and then on the other side you have your Shadow Shaman position 5. Once he gets to his Blink Dagger, he can also just be paired up with +1 to be able to get a kill anywhere on the map.
It's the debate here. They banned the Huskar to force out the Ember ban.
Yeah.
Now Abaddon's in the pool versus Batrider.
Yeah, and another hero that's left in the pool that we see banned almost every time is Beastmaster, something to consider there as well. Ooh, but they opened with the Storm Spirit, so that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I was going to wonder if they had a backup to the Ember. I was thinking they might go Queen of Pain, but what's always really good against Bat are these mobile mids that can threaten you, because you play off of the free pathing from Firefly, and you also... You want to be able to blink on somebody, know that they're going to stay there, and that you lasso them effectively. And heroes like Ember and Storm are super annoying, because they might just be ready to ball lightning. They might have something like a Lincoln's, where even though Batrider uses a Force Staff to break it, that short window is enough for them to cast their spells. And then anytime that you actually jump in on Batrider, the concern you have is potentially before your BKB, you can just get counter-jumped by Storm, or Storm can disrupt your backlines and effectively block the follow-up. So these are the archetype of heroes that Storm is that Batrider is usually weak against. And so on paper, I think Team Spirit's addressing of the Batrider is better, but I also still think Batrider is just a really good hero, so I like Falcons draft a bit better already.
Yeah, and seeing this Bane banned, it does mean that most likely they want to get the hands on puck, but most likely they're not going to be able to do so, because there's Storm Spirit on the other side, and Bane is, I would say, one of the best counters to puck. Like one Nightmare, one Fiend's Grip can do a lot in terms of locking you down, or just buying a little bit more time, but they're not going to ban it because they have the answer, and that's going to be Mipushka's Silencer that did shine when they played it yesterday. He had a 30-minute refresher on that Silencer, which looked insanely good. Basically Solar Crest into Refresher Rush, and there was also one of the games earlier in the tournament or the previous tournament, I watched too much Dota, where he had like 15, 16 brain drain at 12 minutes into the game. So if he's paired up with another good support like Rue, who loves to play these position 4s that get very active early on, we're talking about, you know, these Dark Willows, these Tusks that can rotate on the map and put a lot of pressure onto enemy mid laners 6-8 minutes into the game, maybe even earlier. It could be very deadly.
Yeah, Mahoshka's the best silencer at this tournament by far that I've seen. They ran this against Gaming Gladiators when they did the first pick bat as well. It was pretty effective, even though Silent gave that draft a 0 out of 10. They still won the game, which is nice. But I think later on is where they'll make some adjustments, especially for Yatoro. I think he played CK in that
Do you
game.
think Silent calls for these silencer picks?
I mean, it works so far. Mahoshka plays it really well for him. But I think just the fact that you're able to, not only in lane, can you kind of like bully him a little bit. He can't commit with Sticky and chase you in those early on fights. But later on, just the lasso counter initiation is always going to be very useful. And I have to praise Mahoshka again. Like, his silencer ultimate usage has been so good. He never wastes them defensively. There's never an oops one. It's always right on point, and they're probably expecting heroes like Puck to come out. They have silencer available for that one. Now, likely we're probably looking at some Rue Lion or something coming out, but that's why the Pugnus out as well. I've been saying, Lion's the squishiest hero in Dota right now. I don't think there's a squishier hero. And Pugna, you'll probably just kill yourself on that ward if you ever try to use your ultimate.
I just think it's great that, you know, we have basically a whole hype up Maposhka silencer spiel. But then on the other side, Falcons, they have banned out his Shadow Shaman that we saw in the previous game, and his Bane that has been basically a staple to be banned.
He's been good. There's a reason why they're in the Grand Finals.
He's been exceptional, yeah, absolutely.
I think it shows that Team Spirit, they knew this puck was coming because those hard disables that Falcons banned are enabling that. It's a good matchup against the Storm, so I imagine the silencer was anticipating this, effectively block picking and saying, we dare you to pick it anyways. We saw Pugna be super impactful against Storm because Pugna's facet makes it so his ward heals him based on the damage done to the opponents from mana. Now, Storm Spirit doesn't take damage when he's in Ball Lightning, but he does use a ton of mana, and that mana is still registered as heal for Pugna. So what's really important to note is that this is a backline support that does save, that does not die to Storm as long as he's used his ward. So it's going to really come down to who pushes their buttons first on the side of Maposhka or Snaking, and it could have a pivotal role in these fights.
I'd like to see some tanky guy. Again, I'm down for Centaur or maybe even Darkseer. Most likely Centaur if you want to be able to tank up. Because right now, they have very squishy lineup on side of Falcons. These heroes relatively easy die. And if you get an aura from the off lane, never mind. I don't think this guy is going to be building into aura considering how Collapse is playing. But Rubik also, he doesn't have too many good spells to steal in this game. It's more about him having that instant lift against Puck. We've seen it a couple of times at DWC where it was super effective. Gives you just enough time with Global Silence, maybe with a Rubik lift. Storm Spirit can jump in, or Mars gets close with the Blink Dagger to be able to kill him, because right now there isn't that much protection, and Bloodsport works really, really well against these position 4s and 5s that have a saving toolkit, so Pugna's not gonna be able to do much.
Alright, Skater, you can do it. You haven't played it yet, but it's a really good life stealer game.
Yep. It is definitely in his wheelhouse, one of his signature heroes, but he will go for his Sven.
This also works.
What I want to highlight about Rubik, because I wanted to give a shout out to SVG Avery caster for this series, or analyst, I guess you could say, is that he said that people are behind. He thinks people are behind on what makes Rubik good. He thinks it's no longer about spell steals and more about the fact that this hero, if allowed to survive in the fights and spam whatever spells he does steal, is incredibly annoying. And what his innate does is that he gets magic resistance based on his spell lamp, and his third spell gives him spell lamp as he levels it up. So basically with a Glimmer Cape, he's around 65% magic resistance. So when they picked Rubik, we saw 2 backline jumpers already, the Puck as well as the Bat, but this is 100% magical damage. So I imagine if he has a Glimmer, he might not even die. So then what I'm looking at is it's on Skeeter now. I like that they countered with a Sven. It's on him to jump this Rubik.
Ben Pugna,
I'm actually thinking this is a really powerful Rubik pick, because if the carry has to focus you, and you're also against the likes of heroes like Mars and Storm, where you have to BKB the second you go in, it just seems like a tall order. So it's going to boil down to basically Skeeter taking Rubik out of the picture and the rest of his heroes surviving through the global.
Yeah, I mean, Sven is definitely not a support killing type of core because it's so heavy commitment. Sure, if they group up and you can get a freebie, that's fine, but if his job is to kill Rubik, and he's going to get counterpicked by Yatoro, and you're the win condition, that doesn't feel great necessarily.
No.
So, but you do need physical damage to kill this Rubik. We'll see how it plays out with like the magic resist, because it's a very interesting concept. And if it does work that way, and Puck can't actually kill this Rubik, that's really big impact for sure. So we'll see if that ends up happening. But yeah, Skeeter, he's going to play as Sven. He's been very good on it so far. It is the physical damage they need. It is a BKB buyer, which they also need, which I was thinking Lifesteal might be better because it's built in, but you do have to build it this game. But you're on a bit of a timer here too, because you're going to get kited out really hard if you don't get a good burst. And then now you have to worry about all the heroes that Yatoro can potentially get on this last pick here that can counter you, like these Ursas and Lifestealer, Troll. He can pick all those himself too at the end of the day. So he's not going to have the carry versus carry matchup. So I think ATF has to think about that and start to try and directly deal with that with his pick coming up.
I do like the Sven pick, though. I do feel like this hero is going to give them explosive damage if they get the first jump, or even if he gets jumped. There isn't, like, sure, there is good amount of follow-up with the, you know, some spear lift. But we've seen Sven's even, like, lose the laning stage, go to the jungle, and then 17-20 minutes into the game, he's showing up with Blink Dagger, BKB, Mask of Madness, Echo Saber, pretty much. He's ready to join, and I think with the heroes that they do have, they could make enough space on the map, and this is going to be anti-hero pretty much, that's saying we don't know what you're going to pick, but this Doom most likely is going to be used on Yatoro because we want to have a better carry-to-carry matchup.
TB, Ursa, take your pick.
Lifestealer?
Lifestealer. A lot of good options here. I think Yatoro is not going to get shut down by this pick because, I mean, I don't know if he will pick TB, but I still think this is the best hero in the game versus Doom. But it is very, very good in almost all accounts for this game. We just haven't seen a lot of it, and win rate's been really bad. I still think Lifestealer or Ursa are also really great options too.
Yeah, Ursa's more about killing them, while Lifestealer is more about being very difficult to kill. Just kind of depends on... They are kind of lacking BKB threat on the side of Team Spirit, but they actually just go for the Medusa. Probably a better version of Lifestealer in this case, like a hero you just don't want to go on. Doom doesn't counter you because Medusa can still heal her mana.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pick too. It's just out of the options I mentioned, the greediest of them all.
For sure.
Medusa takes much longer to get online, but Yatoro is yet again just saying, well, play your game. We're going to slow the game down. We're going to get to my timings, and just like last game, we're going to have the win condition. And they have more team fight, better late game. So yet again, Falcons, if they want to win, they're going to have to win through playing very aggressive and very quickly. And for their sake, I hope they do it this game.
Yeah. Seguro el pick de Team Spirit. Me gusta.
This Medusa, if the supports are not going to be having that good of a time on Spirit, this could be a very, very slow start to the game from them. Like, Mars not being the strongest laner, even though we're talking about Collapse Mars, ATF Mars, they kind of always do well. But also, I think it's a lot on Laurel to be able to make stuff happen in this game, and there are answers for it. Like, he's playing into Doom, he's playing into Coil. I think the supports on side of Spirit need to be able to do a lot to make this game in an, like, I would say, even state, where Medusa's gonna feel powerful enough when she joins with her 2 items, pretty much, because she can definitely stay ahead of the Sven.
I'm feeling way better about Falcons draft than I did in game 1. I think that they've got the natural tools to counter these heroes. Medusa's going to be tough to kill, but I also, whenever I have Medusa on my team, I'm thinking we're going to lack single target damage. How are we going to burst targets? They don't really have that compensated by any of their other heroes. And you also have Sven Warcry to counter the Medusa split shot over time. So I think they're going to be able to survive the global on the side of Falcons and then take these long drawn out fights, and that's going to favor them. So I'm going to go with Falcons for game 2.
In the previous game, we saw them have a good laning stage, but then they kind of couldn't transition that into the mid game. This time around, do they have a way to smoothly continue on their advantage, Fear?
Oh, of course they do. I think the Puck versus Storm is a great start for that. However, I do think the Storm, this Mars, don't need a lot of net worth.
No.
Eventually, this Medusa can just 1v5 the game if they don't stop Yatoro. So they're going to have to make sure this Medusa doesn't get out of control, because that's the only hero that I think truly matters the most. Because if you get some Ags on Storm, and Mar just gets, not a Mar, sorry, Collapse gets like a refresher or something, the game's going to get hard.
Okay, we're going to find out game number 2. Can Team Spirit put themselves on match point, or will Falcons even the score with the 1-1? We're going to find out in this game 2. And first, we're going to head over to the stage where we hear some words from Coach Silent.
Thank you, Shiva. Yeah, I mean, Silent, that game number 1, pretty convincing from you guys. Would you put that down to your draft, or was it mostly down to the gameplay?
I think both. We played well, and our draft was okay. Not the best, I'm feeling like, but okay.
Okay, well, you guys played very, very well. This game, you've got the Yotaro Medusa. I mean, how badly did he want to play this hero?
Yotaro Medusa, ay mi madre.
Can you repeat again?
Yeah, sure. The Yotaro Medusa in this game number 2. How badly did he want to play it?
Oh, into Doom, we always wanted to play Medusa, so I think it's a very free game for Medusa, honestly.
Free game for Medusa. Love the confidence. Thank you very much, Silent. Good luck here in game number 2 of the grand finals of the Esports World Cup between Falcons and Spirit.
Dangerous fighting words from Silent, the coach of Team Spirit. A free Medusa game, especially after the masterclass performance that Team Spirit gave us in Game 1. And the Falcons' response, well, in the first game, it was an extremely muted response. They really just did not have much to say there, despite maybe the Falcons fans doing otherwise. Falcons themselves really seemed to struggle in that Game 1. Game 2, though, Avery, feel like they've got a better shot at it?
Looks more even to me. They have a decent shot of taking over the mid game against this Medusa if the Medusa falls behind a little bit. Can be a very slow hero, but it is a very good Medusa game. So if this goes late, it's going to be a
Va a estar dura.
carry to crack here.
Parece que esta se va a hacer.
Good against these super hard carries because ATF's hero pool can be a very anti-carry centric pool. Doom is one of those heroes, the Razor, the Viper, you know, the Bristleback, whatever, but DOTA kind of just counters a lot of that. This hero ignores a lot of the single target focus. You need overwhelming damage to bring him down, or the mana burn. They don't have the mana burn. Do they have the overwhelming damage? Kind of, but that Sven matchup is really bad. Like, it's one of the worst carry-to-carry matchups in the game for Sven. The other one's like Faceless Void, which we don't see at all, but maybe we'll see it Game 3 if Yotaro wins this one. You just jump in, you try and burst this guy. If you don't just completely clear him, you get Stone Gaze, your fight as Sven is over. You're too BKB dependent. He just clears out the fight, resets it. You can't re-all in him again. So this carry matchup's tough. The Doom matchup's tough. It's a very good DOTA pick. But Falcons do have a lot more jump this game. They got the Bat Rider. They have the Puck. They have the Sven who can jump in. They even have a Doom who can maybe go Blink build as well. They have way more ways to start fights and look for little plays on the map. And we saw how tough it was for them in that Game 1. They're trying to make plays behind a Primal plus supports. That's kind of their only initiator, while the map's getting pushed in around them from that Lycan TA. So they should have a better time making fast plays this game, assuming they can control the waves a bit better.
Team Spirit will also have less information compared to Game 1, right?
That's another thing. They should be able to control the waves better because they're going to get up against less map manipulators in the hands of Team Spirit, right? Spirit are going to have to do a much better job at where they're showing cores and who they're showing where, because their support duo is a little clunky. Like, that's where the real tempo comes in. The tempo change at least comes in for me between Game 1 and Game 2 here. Rubik Silencer need levels. They need level 5. They need level 6 in particular to really do anything around the map. And if you have a carry who's also going to AFK farm jungle for a long period of time, this could result in a very slow early to mid game for Team Spirit. The panel talked about the emphasis on the Storm in particular to be the big playmaker here. I agree with that. Like, all eyes on Laurel to have a good game. And his game is not the easiest. Into the Puck Coil, into the Doom, into the Lasso. Some big ults that can catch him all in him here. Need a good performance out of mid for Spirit to play this early game.
Which means this laning phase is going to be particularly important then. Storm versus Puck, and Maureen already got the early deny and a range creep, so good start for him. Maposhka, though, out of position.
Bueno.
Will be the first to fall. Falcons will take first blood.
Super nice pickup for Amar. Trying to get some momentum.
Muy bien empezó.
Get a first blood on one of your signature heroes. As scary as that collapse Mars is, I feel like Amar's Doom is really underrated because we just haven't seen it as much recently. Yeah, but he absolutely dominates on this hero.
I thought it was so funny we were talking about the ban Mars in Game 1, and I remember thinking to myself, that ban might return, but on Falcon's side, because Collapse is also, I think, likely to pick up the Mars, and if he wins with the here, we may see the Mars get banned by Falcons as well. Though there was a bit of a funny interaction, Amar calling out the facet choice of Collapse, saying he should have gone Victory Feast. Why did he go Bloodsport?
I think Bloodsport is the stronger facet when there's saves in the game or turnaround potential. You're trying to get in the arena. Maybe Amar feels like the feast it's been buffed recently. It has very good numbers. It's kind of hard to turn that facet down now.
Yeah.
Just based off the numbers, but I do agree in these clutch games, you're at a BO5 Grand Final. It takes one good jump, one good fight to win you a game and get you to that trophy. Division advantage is pretty hard to turn down in that situation.
Particularly when there is a save here on the other side in the form of the Pugna. Being able to block out that vision and stop that save could be really good. But Amar, maybe he's just pointing out that Collapse is just being a tryhard. As he said, I think he said something like, why do you want to win now, or something like that.
Me parece que va a estar complicado ahí en Falcon cuando ese tipo tire la arena.
3-minute lotuses are coming up soon, so we'll see a bit of aggression here in some of these side lanes.
I will say the one thing about that facet choice to finish that discussion is the victory feast would have been.
Vamos a ver cómo esta gente la tira, cómo la tira el Rui, que puede ser robo y demás.
He has a very clear idea of what his job in the game is, and he might just feel like that's not going to be a necessary path for them to go down. Like maybe he's just going to go in.
Esta vez Kite sí jugó un plan de matar.
But if you can block out the saves, that could be a way bigger component than trying to restore mana to your other two cores.
See Malrine trying to play around the tower shots where you phase shift in order to get the extra HP, but a bit of a punish coming out from Laurel as he vortexes him under the tower and gets a bit done.
Such an even laning phase. Outside of that first blood on the silencer, like the CS is so close across all these cores. Amar may be suffering a little, but he got the first blood, so that boosts him up into the early bracers and sustain, holding his skill points here as well. Seeing what develops on this lane, if he wants Scorched Earth for an all-in kill, maybe you can get a little greedier with some Devour. Maybe you find a good creep on one of those camps too that can push you in that direction.
If the Satyrs spawn in the hard camp, right, you want to get that mana burn creep.
I think that's what he was looking for. But the camps haven't blocked out it, but he didn't find anything, so he's just going to take the point and Scorched.
Me preocupa la medusa con la arena. Me parece que caiga ahí no va a hacer el cuento.
You seemed hesitant about the silencer for sure. Why was that?
Estás durmiendo mucho, compañero.
I think Kezu was feeling it because it's a hero that they will play as opposed to a lot of other teams.
Of course, yeah.
I still feel the hero's a little clunky, and I was trying to think, is there a better saving support or counterplay support first to bat? Like, would Maposhka play an Oracle? Probably not, right? We almost never see him play the hero.
Yeah.
But he does bust it out occasionally. The other big one I was thinking is like this Shadow Demon we just haven't seen. Ooh, Spear, snaking.
Ya hizo un kill ahí en marzo.
I was expecting a Shadow Demon to come out in this series at some point. We haven't seen it this tournament. But like,
más level el más que le ven.
Has to have a place in this meta.
Ojito con eso.
The way some of these picks are going, and if there is a team and player that will bust it out, it's Maposhka for Team Spirit. So I was kind of debating if he'd go down that route, but Silencer has been the more stable hero here, and it does offer Spirit a lot in this game in terms of counter initiation. Falcons did pick up Pugna into that hero. That can be a tough matchup.
La primera partida estuvo buena, pero súper desequilibrada para Team Spirit. La verdad fue... que creo que desde el pick una temporada Assassin que barrió a todo el mundo. Mataba a los supports de un golpe. Ya Toro se puso como un toro.
Could be a nice rune for Laurel if you get a early regen or arcane here.
El tipo prácticamente no estaba participando en las peleas. Él estaba ahí gripeando, pam, tú sabes, él tiene el rebote ese que le hace daño a varios a la vez. Se puso a gripear. Y cuando se empezó a meter en las broncas, era echado todo el mundo. Pero también abrió como rara, porque fue la Queen of Pain en medio de Team Spirit, y por Falcons cogieron el Primal Beast, pero lo jugaron medio raro, ¿viste? De entrada empezó, se metió detrás de la torre Fíjate, entre las torres del enemigo. Y ahí jaló la oleada de creep. La primera. La mató con la resonancia. Cuando llegó la otra oleada, la aló para el otro lado. O sea, ahí mismo, entre las dos torres enemigas. Y las mató de nuevo así con la resonancia esa. Y ya después se fue para el monte enemigo, empezó a gripear y dejó al Pugna de medio. O sea, que la cubriera ahí. Entonces esta tipa sacó bastante diferencia de level también. A William Payne. Está robando los cris.
Like you want to get coils on the storm and bring the slower support duo behind the storm and skirmish up that way. I think that is the pressure point for Falcons if they can make it happen. But you also have to get the stacks up. You have to make sure your side laners are doing okay. And ultimately you have to be able to line that
up cuando
help you. That's the big arcane you were looking for here for both mids. Yeah. So now this coil gank is really tempting, either on the storm.
Estamos en directo de nuevo. Así en un entretiempo voy a poner los resúmenes para que vean. O si quiere puedes entrar igual a Facebook, ahí se queda en directo guardado.
Well, he's got the arcane root, so he's just going to drop it, try and go for that quick kill. Couldn't get him on the waning rift. Now he's a bit low on mana. He's got one orb to work with. The curve all the way around. He jumped to it early. It doesn't land on Maposhka. He's not done yet. Maposhka, oh my, I thought he was going to get another.
Se había escondido bien hacer.
No. He's not that good, you know. He's only a two-time TI champ here. That arcane root's just nasty. 6-second orb. You just can't run away.
Yeah, he hits Larl again. He commits.
Yeah, just some good harassment. This is really efficient damage.
Yeah.
But this is the lane where Falcons can definitely get some action, and then you're close enough to continue getting the stacks up. Another set of stacks by Crit. He will get both. This jungle is primed for the Sven. Maybe you can even go in there with like some Doom Puck spells if you want to clear some of the hard camp out or whatever. I don't think Amar will ever turn down some stacks.
Strategic differences, I do feel like
ahora están jugando bastante táctico.
Game 1 as well, even though they lost, they were doing more stacking than Team Spirit, and I feel like we've seen that through, historically speaking. Falcons is one of the teams that's going to stack the most, but I also feel like Team Spirit doesn't usually rely on stacking.
El Sven la va a tener dura para matarle a este tipo en cualquier momento.
They rather get more done.
El tipo lo que da daño
con collapsing Yatoro as much as possible lane-wise, and then they can just farm out the jungle faster. I think they are incredibly consistent at farming that ancient behind the safe lane. Like I think Yatoro clears.
No hace la mano el Sven y el mal.
He always plays an ancient clearing carry, or will just do it with anything. But you're right, like they don't stack as consistently. They rather contest power roots, go for plays like this.
Deja vu, another coil, exact same spot on Rue. Malrine chasing him down. Same time though, Larl. He tried to get the kill on Snaking. To Grabify protects him for now.
Uy, murió.
They got the silence on Malrine, and Malrine's the one to die.
Y el burro también.
Was trying to play aggressive with this illusion rune dispel, but gets caught by the last word and maybe not expecting the Mars to rotate in there. See the God Strength for the stacks. This could just sacrifice your mid tower though. This is a catapult wave going in.
Like you said, Spirit want to get more done on the lanes. An early tower kill, early hero kills. That's getting something done.
Extra in for the silencer. Level 6 already online for this Rubik.
Escribiendo como loco aquí.
Have to fall back to the efficiency game.
Oh yeah, thinking about it, it feels even better, the Spirit playstyle that they have here for the heroes that they have, right? The kills give you more experience for the Rubik, as you said, 6 on him. That's fantastic, but also it means more galvanized stacks for the Storm Spirit. That is also a bit of a snowballing measure.
I think Spirit are also good at timing when to commit for the stacking.
Al Rubik, ¿no? Al Rubik fue que le cayó atrás.
He doesn't need them very early on. There's no reason to stack super early here.
No recuerdo ahora.
Some big ancient stack very early in this game.
Yeah.
It's inefficient for you. Whereas for Falcons, they can do it a bit earlier with the Sven coming in. So you will want stacks here at some point if you're Spirit, but you want them later on when the DOTA can do it a lot more efficiently and when Yatoro's ready to come in and clear that. Otherwise, you're just setting an objective up for Falcons here. So playing on the lanes worked out better for them. Now they have 6s on both supports. I feel like this support duo could have been a liability this game, but they've gotten through the early game really nicely. And now you have global plus spell steal available. instant arena top crit not allowed to sit up here. We saw how long Rue was able to sit in that safe lane last game as Bat. Crit is instantly punished. Difference here.
Yeah, and I also would note some of the similarities to game one. Another situation where the Snake King Pugna just can't seem to get this mid tower. Like, even if it's just the silencer sitting there, it's just early curse, last word on him. And then Snake King only gets one blast with the creep wave pushing in. Doesn't really get that much done. Coil. And into the pass. Maureen tries to get in front of him.
Bueno.
Doesn't actually make it. Now collapses.
Se va.
And away he goes.
And that spear on the Sven, so he can't get the Stormhammer out, leading into that puck teleport was big. Yeah. That's a coil and a haste rune down. Maureen, he has gotten the power runes. We saw the tips coming out saying, nice luck, bro. But he hasn't been able to use them for anything. Now there's a gank going into him. Global's available.
Oh, but he used the orb. Global silence into the last word. Too many silences. Maybe Snake King with the Decrepify. The magic damage is still enough, though. And now Snake King's in trouble. Amar, he teleports in.
No, le robó ese harpoon.
He's going to chase after him. Porch going to teleport. Yep, telekinesis throws him back into Snake King. Skeeter on the other side. God Strength. Starts going to work on Naru, but the drain. Oh, wait, he's out doing it. Oh, he finally gets the final blow in. And the Storm Spirit is
Un stun y se muere.
low, but now he's out of mana. Collapse covers him with the
Un stun y se mueren los dos.
For 10. Gotta be careful you don't bleed out more here if you're Spirit.
If they can just get the stun
Fueron
on,
a
they
Mars.
got the stun.
Ah, ese se muere.
And the
Le
God's
roban la vida ahí.
Can he push him away? Okay.
I mean, he's laughing at that.
No, pero hizo bien.
I think he was dead there.
Hizo bien en tirarle el save, ¿viste?
Maybe Amar wanted the last
Prácticamente ahí se iba.
I'll take the streak. That's a 400 gold kill. That pushes Doom to the top. I mean, that's a great.
Se iba ahí con 10 de vida. ¿viste?
It's good to see Collapse in high spirits, and they should be. They're up one game in this series, but game two is a much more even affair. You know I can see you, right? Mark, is he calling out that Collapse isn't actually laughing?
He was laughing, so
I don't know.
They're only 10 feet apart.
Poshka's just a menace with this silencer. There's a reason why
Siempre tiran el.
people are calling for it.
Cada vez que se le escapan a alguien.
Really game, and he's really good at it.
Como pone una manita haciendo así.
Kind of disjoint supports in the fight. Like these heroes that can counter-initiate or split a fight up. That's why Elder Titan is very good as well. Similar concept. You need to know when to pull the trigger on that spell in the middle of the engagement.
Amar he's growing large, man. He is kind of keeping up with Yotaro. And they're finally going to make their smooth move to the DOTA, it seems like, but it's interrupted by Laurel. He catches them midway through the staircase, and that completely kills that entire idea.
Another move for this puck that does not work off another power rune. That was a shield rune puck with the Witchblade done.
Míralo ahí gripeando, mira, tranquilito.
Get moves against Spirit. The defensive gameplay is way too good. Didn't have global for
Ese loco ahorita sale con 3000 ítems, lo verás. Mientras esta gente están fagándose del tiempo.
You're getting a little more map control here. The vision game is working for Falcons.
And they're still playing for the stack game as well.
That is also working.
Yeah, even if your offensive moves aren't working, the defensive plays of stacking and just farming is still working for Falcons.
That said, I feel like we have talked about a lot this game, and the one thing we have not said is the DOTA. Because there is no pressure going into the Medusa, and
totally
he is mega farmed. He's almost 13 and a half already.
¿A quién apoyan en esta serie, a ver?
Austin, I have seen Yotaro in this position. I'm going to say he tends to carry those games.
He kind of
little more than he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, this is a scary hero in this game to give this kind of start to. This many levels, this much ancient farm.
Tumbaron una torre, ¿eh?
There hasn't even been an attempt at a kill on this guy other than that laning phase where he turned it around. So I'm a little worried that, yeah, you are getting a lot of efficiency for Falcons. You're finding good farm on the Doom and the Sven.
Que esta vez en Neto, por lo menos el Falcon ha... No te regales, viejo.
Straight to the back of Snake King. And Laurel to collect his galvanized stack.
Falcons cannot get on Spirit's side of the map. You look at where the vision's been, it's been the river and nothing past that. You look at where the moves have worked, it's been going to these stairwells and nothing past that. Spirit have a very good idea of how to play this game.
Que Falcon también lo hemos visto más. A Spirit prácticamente lo vimos ayer en el highlight ese nada más. De la otra semifinal.
And maintaining a slight net worth lead.
Pero por tiempo, por horarios, hemos podido ver nada más de estos dos en vivo a los Falcons.
We heard the panel, they seem to be heavily favoring team spirit in that regard. It seemed like they felt Falcons, the onus was on them to be making plays. Do you agree?
Para mí la diferencia de este juego al otro es que en este tienen un hard carry fuerte, los dos.
It's not going to end well for you. That said, I think you have more room to scale here than just, oh, DOTA auto wins. Like, you have an ATF Doom. I think you can always win late game with an ATF Doom.
También tienen que tratar de alguna forma de cazar a la Medusa esa antes que se upgradee. Ahorita esa Medusa los mata.
So the threat is going to be largely around just the entirety of Deuce's timing. He's tanky. He's got a pipe. He's got a ring still. Back up to half HP, but surrounded by 5 heroes. Not so tanky when you've got 5 heroes taking pot shots at you. And once again, Falcons rotation, well, it doesn't connect with the Doom. And if it runs into Yatoro, I can't imagine that working either.
Are they going to try and burst him?
They're actually going to go for it. They get the grab onto the Rubik at the same time, but Yatoro got off the Stone Gaze. There's the reset measure. Rue, he gets slammed pretty quickly by Skeeter, but that's all they'll get for now.
No, coger cuando no era hacer.
Right past their vision.
Skeeter would have had him if you'd guessed the 50-50 there. I mean, they got him to 0 mana. He had nothing left in the tank. Surprised that global silence never got popped there.
So yeah, the biggest problem is going to be the DOTA hitting this like 4, 5, 6 item timing. If we go super late, then Falcons, you know, the narrative maybe changes. All 3 of their cores are pretty scary late game.
Yeah, Puck and the Doom can pick up some of the scale where the Sven's going to fall off. And of course you have Batrider. We've seen Batrider just win some of these late games because it comes to
en la otra partida Skite jugó
BKB in this game or something. You can bypass
Another Prophet.
Their lasso 1 or 2 heroes. Set that fight up, get multiple Dooms off. You can play around the DOTA a little bit in that regard by taking all these other heroes out of the fight. So I like Falcons' chances better if this game goes later. They don't have to play into like crazy vision mechanics either. Yeah. That was just so debilitating game 1.
Yeah.
Another Prophet lo están usando mucho, pero nada que ver con un Sven, con un qué sé yo, o sea, un plan de estos super fuerte.
That's what's going to give you the strength and the
qué sé yo, la Phantom Assassin, la Traxe, qué sé yo, algún plan de estos que haga super daño.
Just push towers off the DOTA's timing. Like you're a bit scared of this guy getting dragged into just an all-in off dooming him.
Tu profe más bien movilidad, presión, apoyo también, porque al tener movilidad puede apoyar en todas las peleas prácticamente.
It's a shame for Falcons. Oh, they got a lasso onto Laurel with the global silence. It allows Laurel to escape. One of the problems there, you get that initiation. You have to be really quick with it.
Le da para escapar.
Stop that follow-up.
Maureen's still smoked though. Could develop into something.
Exacto.
Tail him and amp damage.
No, y lo otro fue
Laurel was getting jumped over. He just got BKB as well.
Yeah. Bug in real life. Rue is being attacked by bugs outside of the game, not inside. Don't worry, the admin's here to protect you, Rue. Can he get it?
I mean, he's young, right? He's got good reflex.
Que lo cae una vez, joven.
Could we see an Obama moment? Get the fly right on camera?
Ah, una mosca.
That takes me back to the
claro que hizo.
The cockroach on the keyboard.
That was a real bug in real life. He did not like that one.
Pues, lo otro que decía, lo otro que faltó al Falcon fue algo de control hacer. Un support era el mismo Pugna y el otro era ¿Cuál?
A lot of damage. If you get it all together and then you take a fight, it's insane how much DPS you can put out.
No recuerdo ahora, pero bueno. Esta gente tenían el Batrider, Tú sabes que para iniciar pelea, para controlar a alguien es bueno. Y tenía a Chao Chama, que también tiene un montón de control. Tiraron de todo el tormento. Yeah.
A pickup allows him to pick up allies, that is.
Yep. And Glimmer Cape already online for Rue. I think it's a pretty good Rubik game. Like, this is going to be a tough target to bring down unless you're willing to commit big ults on him. He's already got the max Arcane Supremacy up. This is a 60% magic resist hero with Glimmer Cape active available. You really have to respect this hero's magic resistance now.
I thought Brian said 65%. Get the numbers wrong for me? What happened?
Well, I'm always going to lie to the panelists.
You can have that point, but you're not going to be 100% truthful. That's dirty pool.
Well, the trick is you can get it up to around 70, close to there, if you buy like a Kaya-based item. So that's why you go the Meteor Hammer Rubik.
Okay, now I see where we're going.
I didn't want to propose that to him.
Yeah, Brian's a smart enough analyst. He wouldn't take that bait.
Go check out my match history, though. That is a pretty successful build. I'll just throw it out there.
I don't believe you.
I don't think we're going to be seeing Meteor Hammers in this grand final.
Hey, the Blink Dagger is back for Malrine, so. Falcons.
Ah, y la Willow. La Willow fue la otra. La otra support.
They've got another aura item as well. Again, because you have a Doom, you're kind of always one aura item up on Team Spirit, but does that matter if you never get the team fight?
Got to use these auras for something. Falcons really want to fight right now. They're closing in on the Sven BKB. That's going to be the trigger to make an aggressive play, force something into Roshan here, because you have all your blinks, you have your auras, you're going to have your Sven BKB timing. You need one more set of camps here to get it. Spirit continuing to just try and farm up, play defensive, wait for the Deuce of Ags. Both these teams are going to be hitting their stride at basically the exact same point here. Dead even game. Comes down to execution, who can find the better angle.
Collapse spotted by Crit. Thanks to a high ground.
Bueno, eso es lo bueno que tiene esta serie. El barrating. Que te enreda uno ahí a hacer y... No tiene nada que hacerle.
What an escape. Perfect utilization of global into a second Yules. They're going to try and jump it.
Gracias.
To get something else on the map, failing to get the Mars kill. They jump after the supports who just took the mid tower away from them. They only get the life of one of them.
I like that play from Skier, right? He got his BKB done. Let's just instantly start looking for action. Let's not dwell on some...
Desapareció Ruby.
Yeah. It's like, I'll take this game into my own hands. Somebody has got to die right now. Did pop God Strength for it, though, so you can't Roshan right here. Yeah.
Pero sí creo, o sea, tengo mi percepción de que en una pelea de equipo gana Team Spirit. O sea, cuando estén 4 contra 4 o 5 contra 5.
Get those big crits and it can give you the DPS to take this Deuce down in your chain stun.
Sven kept the Sister Shroud, and I was like, oh, that gives me an idea. How many Team Spirit members have Sister Shroud?
Vamos a la cacería esta.
Against the Sven in particular.
Yeah, Sven's got to be one of the heroes most debilitated by that snaking. He gets off the Decrepify. Maposhka's in from the other side.
Yeah, he's not getting out of here.
And Amar will leave his support to die.
So similar smoke timing with the carry. They get a pick off. Team Spirit's going to try and transition it into more on the map right now, but also not just going back for that Roche, which it's a lot slower for them. This makes sense here. And it's also going to change sides. So the timing would have been a little off. Instead, Yatoro, he'll TP top.
There's more farm to be had.
Oh yeah, he is farming it up, man.
After this,
Le 18 tiene Yatoro, ya. Mira la diferencia de neto.
An extra bit.
What are you doing there, son? Pick on someone your own size.
Maposhka stuck around in this bottom lane. The waves pushing into.
Cazando a ver si aquí se tira por ahí.
They're hoping that somebody from Falcons would return. Nobody has.
His two obs are really good for Spirit right now. We're seeing this one just scout out this Doom around mid. I mean, these are two deep wards
Qué full acceso por ahí en esa partida, ¿sale? Con esa gente, con la cacería de brujas que tienen.
You don't make this kind of play without the confidence information gives you. They really want this tier 2. Would open up the outpost.
And Team Spirit saying you can have the middle of the map. I mean, there were four of us on this right-hand side of the map, and then you've got
Están dominando mapa.
on the left-hand side of the map, and he's a hard kill to get.
But you've got Skeeter doing Roshan with an amp damage.
No, pero mira, están en el Roshan también.
That definitely changes things, and amp damage.
Eso deben haber dado cuenta porque al no defender nadie. Uy, arena en el medio de esa mierda. Se va a calentar con el Roshan dando dos.
No. BKB goes up. Where's the Aegis? Grab the Aegis. Why didn't you grab the Aegis? Marine gets it just
Lo cogió el Puck. Qué bien la hizo. Aunque bueno, ahí va a morir yo creo todo el mundo.
But he's out of mana. He's out. He's got a little bit of sick charges to work with. The Laurel helps protect him. They can't seem to do enough, and all the split shots are just raining in on the Falcons map. It doesn't matter how many heroes you had here. The extra life that you grabbed on Maureen, it's 3 dead, soon to be 4th. Oh, a TP away from snaking. It makes it, but it's Maureen who gets pinned by Collapse.
Es que estaban muy dichabados, ¿sabes? Nadie se tiró para allá a defender la torre, nada. Esa me usa para matarla, po. La medusa y el mal. Esos dos sobre todo para matarlo hay que darle con un rascacielos en la cabeza. No, es que cogieron el Roshan sacrificándose todo, porque al final
No, it's not.
intentaron coger el Roshan para intentar ganar un poco de ventaja, pero no, para intentar emparejar el partido.
Yeah, we pretty much all but guarantee.
Is this where you all chat it?
Continues.
It's just chilling, man.
He's just giving him a freebie. You want to up your hero damage a little bit? Don't worry, I got you, Snaking.
I'll boost your stats, no problem.
Make it so you don't look so bad at the end of the series after we 3-0 you.
Collapse the gentleman. What can you say?
What a nice
Always
guy.
looking out for the enemy team.
But yeah, we started off the
Ahí sí, en esa bronca le sacaron demasiada ventaja.
Falcons, this mid game, try and stop this DOTA from hitting all the times. Well, that's happened. Plan A out the window. Now you got to go for Plan B, which is endure. Don't let this DOTA end the game on this timing, where she is going to be the strongest hero in the game for the next 20 minutes.
You have to find Batrider pickoffs to slow the game down. Skeeter needs to continue to be involved because he will not scale well against the DOTA directly, but he can kill these other heroes around the map.
Yeah, they'll probably be lacking in damage if he's not there, so.
Ellos tienen que hacer eso. Es lo que te digo, en las peleas de equipo gana el Team Spirit.
It's like Skeeter to go that Silver Edge build on this Fen that we see Toro do. So you can play that kind of threat around the map, off the map, pick off threat. You also get the break here against the Mars. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like you might be able to catch this Storm in a fight off a Storm Hammer occasionally. I just think you have to find ways to get this Fen involved around the map and not just, okay, we're going to eventually try and all in the DOTA straight up.
Grab onto Amar.
Wow.
Crimson Guard, Pipe, Blade Mail, very tough target.
Mana burn him, sends a message.
They do. And Falcons do not overreact to this situation. They don't pull some of their cores out on the map back.
Está complicada la cosa, claro. Para los que apoyan a Falcon está complicadita la cosita.
A lot of int on DOTA. It actually does scale, but it's still kind of a
6000 de neto le saca la medusa al Sven.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He still has another level
Eso es un
to
ítem.
scale up as time goes on.
Literal.
4x intelligence.
Yeah, I was trying to do the quick math. I mean, this thing can be like a 500-600 mana burn.
Yeah, 600 mana burn just off the 4x sounds pretty nice.
Is that worth keeping the entire game over something like the Alpha Wolf Aura? Probably is, right? In terms of effective damage, it's close though.
I mean, it's not worth it if you go after somebody else that's not the DOTA. then obviously you want that aura. But if they actually plan on trying to challenge the DOTA,
it's a very
as an initiation, and it is going to be crazy efficient. It's also going to be
En la Medusa ellos no lo van a dejar solo.
These sieges from Team Spirit, right? If they put DOTA on a high ground push on
Yo tengo que intentar cazar a este, mira.
twice, that's going to hurt. Smoke.
Un stun ahí, boom, y ya que se muera.
Oh, they try and place a high ground ward, but they don't see Laurel. Laurel's going to break the smoke, and he gets out.
O el Doom directo, fru. Para deshabilitar a uno de los importantes del equipo de ellos.
Laurel didn't jump away far. He's daring Falcons. Go ahead, try it. Daring Amar to try and get that Doom on him.
I mean, I feel like a broken record.
O al otro que pueden matar también es al Mar. Al Mar siempre anda dando vueltas.
Just cannot get an angle.
Cazando algún supor o algo así.
They had a smoke that has killed a core in this series.
Mira, 6000 de neto. Vamos a ver cuando lo bajan, mira. 2000 de neto le sacaron.
I mean, it was supposed to be that play on the Mars bottom, but even he got out.
Yeah.
It's going to set you back again here. Did get the Daedalus on the Sven. The damage is there.
And look
¿Ves?
at going to the
El
other
Mar
side
siempre
of
está
the
un
map.
poco
Scan
separado.
Successful on both sides of Spirit and Falcons.
And they immediately TP. It's like they know they were scanned. I'm getting scanned. I got to get out of here. Not even a chance to make the play on them. At this point, I mean, what are you supposed to do here if you're Falcons? It's getting really frustrating. You hit these item timings, you make the plays, you have some okay map control. Yeah, you're just hitting the tower with the puck.
Yeehaw!
We got to take something.
Yeah, if you're AUI, you go into this third game. If you go down 0-2, what are you supposed to build a draft that operates without smokes?
You can go that route. It's just overwhelming ghost shot.
Mucho dominio mapa allá.
Nonetheless,
Spirit.
Mercer for Yatoro. This will be a smoke from Spirit that they'll try.
Tumbado todas las torres,
Laurel,
they're gonna land
heads up by him. Long zip away. Maureen, they give chase onto him. Got the telekinesis in the pull. And his blink is not going to be enough. He could self-fuels. That's only going to delay the inevitable, which is a spear or a shield to the face.
Man.
Clase escudazo por la cara le dieron al puck ese.
To play with. He still has all those galvanized stacks, and then you can just hold the global, right? If he ever self-fuels, just global and he comes down, he's dead.
It's even worse. Falcons brought the other 4 heroes here for a fight. They're not going to find one. Team Spirit got the kill, and then they backed out the lane. Assume we're just waiting on Roshan for Team Spirit, which Yatoro is also closing in on level 25.
¿Tú crees que vayan a Roshan? Tampoco es que sea muy recomendable eso.
Man, this damage is...
It's going to be insane.
It's really intense.
It's way too much right now. He's too far ahead.
Se tira la FN ahí, papá. Y un trastazo se va a par de gente.
Hero, battle of attrition, just slowly working him down. This is like a burst damage DOTA.
I mean, the good news is he's going to build up his int a lot. If he gets to 25, he takes the 40 in. Your mana burn becomes better.
Collapse. Got the Zul Spear onto him. Chained into the Vortex now. Oh, we got off the Stone Gaze before the lasso.
Way too
Maybe
good.
they're both dead. Skeeter, he popped his BKB for that. And all he could do is sit there in vain, swinging onto the Medusa. Congratulations to Amar, who doomed up Maposhka. Did get that kill. Spear back onto 2 heroes. They'll isolate the Pugna for a 3rd kill.
Triple kill.
Triple on Laurel.
Sven DOTA in another.
Por allá me mató a un support, pero que mataron el carry y mataron a los dos supports.
He takes the spear, the vortex into the stone gaze. At that point, there's no way to turn that fight. Yeah, you get the silencer kill, but you lose the bigger fight. You're about to lose more here.
Después de la pelea de Roshan,
Full resources, marching down
la ventaja ha sido demasiada.
You didn't pressure this DOTA. You didn't take away his timings.
We sat there talking about the theory crafting of like what would happen. Team Spirit pushing high ground. Maybe this mana burn could dissuade the DOTA from just hitting these buildings for free. But Team Spirit found themselves such a beautiful opening with those 3 kills that it's a full lane of barracks gone without a contest.
Le 25 tiene ese caballo.
Before Falcons can even put together their full roster.
He just hit 25. He has the extra in. Great first mana pool. Buffs up ATF's mana burn. I mean, that thing's hitting real hard now.
Yeah, 200.
That's a 650 mana burn. Over 800 if you can get it to level 4. But you're looking at your base going down. Bloodthorn's going to be done for Yatoro. There's an amp damage in the river and Roshan spawning soon.
Team Spirit, they'll just play it safe.
No tumban eso, ¿sabes?
Wagons from getting the range barracks. Falcons, they can hardly deal with the creeps, let alone the heroes.
Creo que esto se fue 2-0, mi gente. Aunque sí, recuerden que esta es a mejor de 5. O sea, hay que ganar 3 partidas.
Plan award, look for a lasso. Like, that is it. And honestly, at this point, you probably have to try and find Yatoro and all in him.
I wish you the best of luck with that one.
Need big crits. Big crits out of Skeeter.
En un minuto.
Doom him, lasso him. You have a chance.
Un minuto sale el Rachel.
And again, Laurel, just right place, right time, every single move. Oh, he's even going to go back, toying with Amar a little bit, teasing him. You're not going to get that initiation
Crit,
you're looking for. Crit sees Lincoln's block, Lotus Orb just in case. And now the lasso is in turn in the hands of Team Spirit.
Oh, such a fast Lincoln's throw.
Yatoro full offense, relying on his team for the defense. And a 2-time TI winning squad, you know, they've put together the plays to make it happen.
This one, this team just
están tumbando las torres por ahí.
Like, every play you have is instantly countered. They've already pre-built for it. Double Lincoln's Lotus already available to throw into this Medusa. Bloodthorn done.
Look at this fast play. Team Spirit already moving heroes to the other side of the map, letting Yatoro, knowing he's going to go uncontested on the Roshan, they go hunting out on the map. They find the Bat Rider, and the Roshan will still go the way of Yatoro.
I still have that Rubik lasso to play with as well. So Aegis for Yatoro, everything he could ever dream of. He's about to march down mid, try and end this game. And there is not a lot stopping him. Going to take a miraculous team fight from Falcons to salvage this game. The crazy thing is this isn't even the biggest lead they've been down by, right? Like, they're only down by 16K. And it feels like...
Esa gente juegan para Yatoro, ¿viste eso?
It felt that way in game 1 too. I remember.
Ya saben que cuando llegue a este punto,
It was only 6K lead, but I was like, man, it doesn't feel that way.
Es la
It
carrera.
feels like Team Spirit had this insurmountable advantage. And well, it proved to be insurmountable. We'll see if it proves to do so in game 2 as the close out is coming. 4 minutes left on this extra life from Yatoro. And a momentary pause is only going to heighten
este es Yatoro.
this dread that is building up for Falcons. What do they do about Yatoro?
You watch him. That's it. There's nothing else you can do.
You escort him, please, sir. Enjoy our base. Enjoy all the hospitality there is in this dire base.
I mean, hope he pulls a 23 Savage, takes his hands off the keyboard.
No les gana la base aún.
There you go.
It's happened at EWC before. Can't rule it out.
Better pray that bug comes back for you.
This guy is unstoppable right now. You have 3.5 minutes on this Aegis to just march it up a lane. So much defensive capability behind him.
And once again, Team Spirit, just so disciplined on their pushes. Nobody out of position. Yatoro hardly even being the one to hit the tier 3.
They're even gonna bait this Storm Illusion a little.
Llegan todos arriba, ¿no?
Pressure on the silencer for double
Drop
global.
the banner. Mars trying to deal with it, got the spear onto the Doom. Chained in into the Vortex, he's almost dead already. Decrepify, there's the save from Snake King, but a Yule Scepter, it puts him back into place. Amar, with all his auras, will be able to escape, but it feels bad as now the push can continue.
Las esas vestir el Pugna esa vez hacer.
Halfway through his mana pool, now it's going to be the Puck's turn. He tries to deal with it, instantly Bloodthorn into the Yules, into the spear. That Yules, it's a trap.
Eso es ella.
It's not a defensive play. It doesn't save you. Amar finally deals with the banner. Congratulations, you got the Siege Creeps, you got the banner. But what about the heroes? Now Team Spirit are going to strike, and as Yatoro comes back into play with heroes still stuck inside the arena, he'll wipe him out. Marl's already done the damage. He's got you. Crit spotted on the side, but with the buybacks coming in from Falcons, Team Spirit, they don't go for the killing blow. Not yet. They give him a moment. They back out, take a breather. Then back into the base. Collapse still looking for that Bat Rider. Here comes Skeeter. The final play instantly denied from a Yules. The Lincolns blocks it out. Doom, he's still operating on a Doom. He's holding on to it, but he doesn't have an opportunity. Not yet. Crit, he goes down. It's Laurel. Finishes him off. They got the nice tap, giving him the mana regen to get away. Dragging him away. There's that lasso from Rue. Pulls Amar out of the way. And Yatoro
Mataron ni a uno.
in the middle. And he had his hands off the keyboard. He didn't need to touch a single key there.
2-0, bro. Uf.
And he just A-clicked his way through the entirety of Falcons.
This Medusa never died a single time that game, and
No, es que estaban, y que ya la Medusa estaba súper upgradeada.
Falcons could have tried to swing this game in their favor and build some momentum, but after that, it's all downhill. Too easy for Spirit in these end games. I mean, in the middle of that fight, Collapse is running back to his courier to get a refresher so he can boost his KDA.
Oh, no way.
It's just brutal out here. And you can't blame him.
Venga un segundito, los dejo ahí con el entretiempo.
More snowball action. They need to get those mid-game plays going. They need to slow down the deficit that is being created between the Medusa and the Sven. Like, this game is not on Skier. His hero cannot carry this game.
No.
It's impossible. There has to be more momentum. You have to get those Roshans. And they just cannot get a smoke play to work. They cannot get a gank to work. How many ganks did we see this puck? I think he got, what, 7 out of 8 of the first power runes? They tried like 4 or 5 ganks with this puck, and I don't think a single one of them landed on a core target.
No. It was the one on the Mars, and that's all they had. While the strategy may have revolved around this Medusa, the crux of their success, the panel called it, it was the Storm Spirit. Laurel ends this game 9-0 and 13.
With a score record like that from Laurel on the Storm Spirit, you have to consider this was their first pick. It wasn't overall first pick. That was the Bat Rider on Falcons. But they went for that Storm Spirit so early on, Brian, it was not answered in a proper way.
Yeah, I think they also enabled it really well with the silencer. I had my skepticism about them being able to bring down targets, but it was the complete opposite, as I believe Fear was predicting, is they just can't really kill anybody. Laurel's too survivable with the counter initiation of the Medusa AoE, the Mars, the Global. There's like too many things effectively protecting him, and then Yatoro so timely on every single one of his stone gazes. The one on the lasso before Crit got him, that was just chef's kiss to that one. Overall, this is just a beautiful Dota gameplay coming out from Team Spirit right now.
Yeah, not a very back and forth game, but this also says a lot about the game, the strategy that has been involved in Team Spirit's draft, because this was an early Storm Spirit pick, and I feel like this has been a very well set trap from Team Spirit. Same thing happened in game number 1, where they had an idea to let this Primal Beast go through. Now they let this Storm Spirit go through from themselves, let the puck for the enemy team as well, and be like, you know what, you can pick it. That Storm Spirit with the silencer that you did mention did a lot of work, and we did say that he needs to pop off. Like, Laurel needs to have a really good game. Didn't die a single time. You didn't kill Yatoro a single time in that game. Overall, very, very difficult game for Falcons. Amar has been shut down completely. Like, I don't think these are the type of games that Amar likes to play. He doesn't just want to be AFK farming. He also want to be doing something on the map. But if you look at his items, this is, BKB, Crimson, Drums, and Pipe. These are not the items that he usually does love to buy.
I definitely have to agree with that one. I think there's a lot going on what made this game very one-sided. One of them is, Amar's getting shut down. Like, Yatoro's hero pick is specifically built every single game to make his hero pool look very small and insignificant, and it's working. But I thought at some point during this game, you do have a Puck, you do have a Doom, you're going to kill the Storm at least once this game, right? Like, I thought that was definitely going to be
right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it never happened, right? And I think they were inevitably going to lose, because you are putting Skeeter in a position, as SVG was saying in the cast there, you're not going to carry this game. Sven isn't that type of hero that can have a blind matchup and out-carry a lot of carries, but they picked it anyway for the tempo, and it didn't really work out. So this is like 2 games in a row where you're putting Yatoro, the best carrier player in the world, on a silver platter to get any hero he wants to carry the game with, and you have no answer for it. And that is when Spirit looks the scariest, and they're not even addressing the layers of this, of like, yeah, you're not addressing Collapse, you're definitely not addressing Laurel. What are you addressing in these games? It's a complete outclass so far.
I also think that the Bat Rider that we saw, I think Rube...
Es hora de que elijan los players fuertes.
He had quite a couple of lasso steals there coming out.
El puerco, los que juegan duro, ya, por lo menos si van a morir ya mueran con lo más fuerte que tengan.
They were just able to read where Falcons was coming from. Is that just, like, how are you going to deal with this as Falcons?
I think you just gotta play better. I mean,
No te creas, mi gente.
Stupid, but they need to make these connections that they're doing, they need to get something out of it. Like we've seen it even in the game number 1, where they couldn't really make stuff happen post laning stage. The smokes, they were not connecting. In the game number 2, they're losing some of their stacks as well. They recognize that there's going to be a lot of stacks in the triangle, so Larl comes into the triangle. He steals some of these big stacks as well, and just zips away. Like they aren't able to kill it. It seems like I would say 5 seconds behind what they need
El
to do.
puerco
It's
y
not that far away. It probably
se
is
le
also
ve el
some of
mismo
the
en Tini,
draft
el que le
we've
gusta a él,
seen in these 2 games
que
where
le
the
gusta
line could go through.
el
On
Kiter.
23, on 24, Yatoro has a pretty free pick on 24, so he picks the counter as well. And I also like the fact that the way they played out that Roshan fight relatively early on. That's the first Roshan I believe I'm talking about, where they initiate onto Medusa. It was a very risky move from Falcons. They try to go for it, which I really appreciate. But Team Spirit, they are not late. They're not late for those 5 seconds that I mentioned. They come in time. It could have been a disaster as well if they managed to pick up the Aegis, but they don't. It was Puck who picked it up, and in the end, they still get 4 kills out of it. Medusa, very close to dying, but they get the Lotus. They pop the mana boots as well. They keep her alive.
Yeah, it was definitely Falcons that was just lacking behind the entire game. It did feel like Team Spirit was ahead, and we're going to hear maybe a little bit more about that, or rather, we're going to hear one of Brian's binary bangers.
Of course, yes, Shiver, thank you. There are a lot of different types of fans of Dota 2, and this is a shout out to all the engineers like myself and Avery out there who highlighted the impact of Rubik's passive, giving him magic resistance.
Ya está bueno de Doom y bobería.
So we're going to see this 10-minute play where Rue's going to contest the rune, and Malrine and Snaking are going to attempt to kill him. So I'm going to log the spells he gets hit by. Coil, the snap, level 4 orb.
Ve, fue al Rubio que le cayó otra mano.
A grenade and a level 3 silence coming out from Malrine, and yet Rue is going to live. Now this is important because right now I'm going to break down all the damage that we just saw. That all added up to 1,225 damage. Rubik's passive removed about 80 damage, and he survived with 108 damage. Now you may say, or 108 HP. Now you may say that that did not effectively save him, guys. But what he also had was a Sister Shroud, which caused 1 Pugna attack and 2 attacks from Puck to miss, saving him another 175 HP considering his armor. So the conclusion of this entire thing is that Sister Shroud is a stupid neutral item and that it should be removed from the game.
That's all I got from that too. Thank you, Brian.
Y lo otro es, supone que tengan control, cabrón, para que puedan, ellos se basan prácticamente todo en el carry. Entonces, ¿qué tienen que hacer ellos? Tratar de cazarlo principalmente, y luego en las peleas algo que tenga control.
He was explaining that in the series that the Falcons played against Liquid, that the mid game, or rather the 15-20 minutes timing for Falcons was really strong. Is that something that we've seen
Chao Lion, Chao Chaman, algo así.
Team Spirit, compared to all the other teams that Falcons faced, Team Spirit is more prepared for those timings.
Mainly option 1, but option 2 a little bit as well. I feel like
trae un poquito de agua.
It has to do with draft too. Not so much in game 1, but in game 2, I think draft was a heavy problem. But Doom also, like, we don't see this. It's not really good right now. And there's a lot of heroes that Yatoro just is really good at that are good versus Doom. I want to see Amar have a game where he's playing aggressive. He decided to go Pango instead of the loser in game 1. And this game, sure, it's a blind matchup, but surely he could pick something that applies more pressure. And I want to see them try and do that and just get the ball rolling and actually try one game of playing their style. I feel like they're a little bit afraid to just, like,
go all in,
press the gas, you know, and just, like, play.
Yeah, I do agree with that one. Like, we saw them do the best when they kind of felt with no pressure. Even in Tundra series, when they played, they were still playing their own heroes. They were still playing their own style of Dota. They got shut down in some of the early stages.
Vamos a ver cómo hacen el próximo.
Like the real Falcons. That's why we said, even in the previous series, prior to that one, we said that Falcons are back. So they were kind of back twice, but we need them to be back here because they're in a really rough situation right now. And I don't think they're utilizing their heroes and utilizing some of the picks that they might have had in the game, especially in this second game as well.
Well, we really do need them to go all in. And there is someone actually that always goes all in. I'm of course talking about our reporter on the map reporter. We got another report from Boog the Boglet.
Guys, there's a wizard turning everyone into money. This is Satan Steve. Why would they do this, man? No cap. He's just gold now. Low-key sad for his family.
But my true name of power
You guys fucking cooked.
is Carl.
Está buena la animación esa.
I'm here with Malreen from Falcons. I mean, honestly, a contender for MVP of the tournament so far. You've been looking great. How has it been feeling playing on this stage?
You also telling about yesterday game. It's awesome. I mean, I'm feeling good to play. I don't really feel stressed, but like, I don't think like I'm playing for MVP for now. It's just some games could be not the best that I'm showing my performance.
But even in the games where you get shut down, you still come back so well. It's been great to watch. With the patterns on your face, these temporary tattoos, can you tell us what that's about?
I think people just know about it as like some sort of symbol, you know, like I'm just using for the luck. It's just I'm believing in them, and like they're just bringing me some sort of luck, and I think it's by far it's working.
All right, I might have to get myself some as well. So tell me about Spirit. This is the team you're coming up against in these grand finals. What have you seen from them so far, and what's making them so good that they've 2-0'd their way to the finals just like you have?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like at this tournament, like including even us, teams just like not showing the best result. Like if you're gonna see this every series, like there's just insane comebacks, even including us. Like there's a lot of series aiming should just win at least one map, maybe even shut down the Team Spirit. There's just like the tournament is just showing the opposite side of DOTA, whereas like team that's supposed to not win, they're winning, and like it's just hard to say actually, but I think Team Spirit is just doing, as always, pretty good job at campaigning, and I feel like the war's just gonna explode because we come back, they come back, and like I don't know what's gonna happen in the game.
It's going to be hype, I know that much. So tell me about the mid lane. You know, you're going to be playing against Lal. What's your plans on beating Lal at mid?
Lal best in the world. Like, if the guy even beating no one, like, what I'm supposed to do?
Very humble, very humble. Okay. All right. Last question then. How are you expecting this to go? Because I think you're both have had a lot of great comebacks this tournament. Both of you seem to enjoy playing in the late game. How do you think this one's going to go?
I mean, I'm like a fan. I'm just gonna cheer for the long series that's gonna include all fun and a lot of comebacks. So, but I mean, I'm just hoping we're gonna win.
Good stuff. So any feeds? We know you're just playing for the late game, right?
Yeah, I mean, go fun clips, yeah.
Brilliant. All right, Malreen, thank you very much. Good luck in this series. I'm excited to watch these grand finals. Welcome back. You are watching Dota 2 at the Esports World Cup, and we are about ready to go for our third game. And it is Team Spirit that is on match point. They are one game away from taking the championship here in Riyadh. Falcons is looking for a way back. And there's actually something that I noticed. When we're looking at the drafts of both first two games so far, there's one thing very clearly missing on the side of Falcons. Brian, last year, this year, every time we talk about Falcons, one of their main strengths is that, oh, they have the same hero pools as some of their players, so we have some massive flexibility and really, you know, who knows who's going to which lane. We kind of missed that. Both these drafts have been pretty straightforward.
Yeah, like Fear was saying, just doesn't feel like Falcons is being Falcons today, and I think it was Tundra who reverse sweeped earlier this year, right? Or was it?
Yeah, it was during the Fisher Playground.
Yeah, and it was. I remember in the post-series interview, they just said what was working or what we planned was not working, and we just had to try something completely new and see what the heck happens. And I think Falcons is in a similar spot here, but it's not a matter of try something new. It's more try what got you here and just hope that it's good enough against Team Spirit, because I don't think you're going to beat them with whatever prep that you had for this.
Yeah, I mean, there's potentially one more game for you, right? So a lot of hard decisions need to be made right now for the side of Falcons, and I'm curious on what they're going to come up with, because there's a lot of conclusions that could be drawn here. Is it draft? Is it play? Both probably, but I think at the end of the day, you need to go all in on one of these ideas and make sure it happens. I hope ATF is one of those players that's stepping up during this time. It's like, hey guys, I didn't get to play a game of Dota for 2 games in a row.
Give me my hero.
Give me my heroes. Let me carry the games for us. And I think that's what they're missing right now in this series.
Yeah, both games so far, they went for his pick last, right?
Yeah, they did. It didn't really work out for them. I want to see, you know, maybe some earlier Timbersaw, maybe some earlier. I mean, there was a good.
Vamos.
About him picking the Razor in the first game on their overall last.
Vamos, que empezó. Vamos.
Worked out for them, but I want to see some more aggressiveness. I just want to see them, you know, get out in the map and try to play some Dota, because what they've been doing against Team Spirit hasn't really been working out. I think also I've said it that they are falling into these traps that Team Spirit is setting up for them.
Yeah, like banning out the Abaddon, so that now Falcons has to ban out the Bat. They also ban out the Nature's Prophet. It will be first pick for Team Spirit, and that does mean that Falcons has the overall last pick. Now, the last time they had overall last pick, they weren't able to utilize it as well as Spirit did the game after that. But I have high hopes for them to make good use of it this time around. Let's see where Spirit goes with this draft, though. It's up to them to decide, as quite a couple of usual suspects still in the pool. Templar Assassin still in.
I mean, Monkey King and Shadow Fiend are the big ones, I think, that were banned when Spirit was first pick. Because Spirit actually banned Naga, but Falcons decided to ban it instead. And it will be that Shadow Fiend that so far Falcons has not allowed to give them. So they're going to try a different approach. I think that's just how the series was inevitably going to go. The first 2 things they tried didn't work. They're going for that third option, letting a new hero out, seeing if they can play it. So what this really feels like to me is more of a test on Spirit. It's like, can you win with all these different openings that Falcons is giving you? But so far they're getting something in their comfort zone every single time.
A ver, vamos a ver.
They haven't played Shadow Fiend from the mid lane, unlike, I don't know, Kiyotaka, who just loves to play it from the mid lane. I think he played it like 4 or 5 times. This is most likely, I'm sure Lar can play it, but most likely this is going to be their safe lane carry. I still remember one of the games from previous Wallachia.
Un medio fuerte que mate.
35 armored. They were playing against one of the South
el
American
invento.
teams, and they were just running around the map, getting the kills. This is also a momentum hero, and I like this already. I said I wanted to see this hero being picked.
Hasta ahora no está mal el pick-up.
Yeah,
Shadow Fiend's like a hard counter.
I was going to say, it's not a good matchup. I like, we all love that they're going back to their roots of the Razor, but I think the best carries in the game are ones that have mixed damage. First off, like they're not solely right clickers, and then also just innate natural Hurricane buyers, and that's Mask of Madness. Hurricane Pike is a very common build-up for Shadow Fiend carry. You're also a carry that if you
Baneando una pila
like Marcy, you can easily threaten
de tanquezón,
Razor. So if it ends up going mid Razor, then I don't know. I actually just think Razor's really bad for Shadow Fiend. So maybe there's something they know that I don't. They're definitely the Razor specialist.
But that's what I love to see from a Falcons draft. Like, the more I dislike their lineup and how it functions in a counter pick situation, the better they typically do, because they will outplay their way out of every situation just by being Grandmaster on their heroes, essentially, and they find a way. And that is what they've done to get here. So I like that they're going back for discomfort. And there is a world in where you play this well that Shadow Fiend will be uncomfortable, but Shadow Fiend definitely is a hero that is not inherently bad against it, like some troll or something.
Yeah, I like this a lot because of what AUI yesterday said on our panel, where he was very confused how they won those games, even though they got outdrafted. This might be the situation that they're trying to recreate, where it doesn't necessarily need to look stronger on paper, in theory, where our draft is, you know, stronger and we're going to be playing from that, but also try to create a scenario where Team Spirit doesn't feel too comfortable playing into their heroes, and this is what I want to see. I mean, they're 2 games down, potentially their last game, so they need to cook something really big here.
Yeah, this always reminds me of TI8 OG Game 4, where their draft basically just said, what does everybody want to play this game? We're down 2-1. You know, we're backs against the wall. What's your favorite hero? And then they found themselves down like 20k 30 minutes into the game. And what happens is when you pick your favorite heroes is you just know how to play every single scenario that might come up in the
Chao,
game.
chaman, ¿viste? Los piques que estoy diciendo yo hacer. Control.
If you're Aoi and you're seeing how those games play out, that the only reason they know what to do on Falcons is because they've seen this situation some way or another across the hundreds of games that they've played these heroes. So I'm anticipating that Spirit's going to get off to a good start, just given the nature of the lack of counterpicking from Falcons. But I also anticipate that Falcons will try to recreate this whole force a 5v4 scenario that we saw yesterday and be able to capitalize on the small windows that I think Team Spirit will inevitably provide.
Barra ya lo banearon, ya no creen eso.
Lesson, now a history lesson. Thank you, Professor. BSJ, thank you.
What's next?
I don't. I think right now, just looking at the heroes picked, they're definitely eyeballing heroes like Queen of Pain, maybe Mars for the other cores.
Clover.
Could be good just to shut down the tri-lane or the tri-potential of the Razor. Clockwork Shadow Fiend. Yeah. Lacoste, do you remember this one?
Yeah, remember this,
used to play this one
15 years ago. Still very strong. I mean, back in the days, you know, you were going for these cogs and stuff, but throughout the history, Clockwork was always a good hero against Shadow Shaman. I would say especially now because of his innate ability.
No, ¿qué otra cosa eligen?
Immediately after, the hero is
Leon.
gonna die. And this is one of your favorite heroes, Fear. You said Back from Hell, one of the best innate abilities in the game, right?
Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? You get more debuff duration or something. When
O sea, algún support de fuerza, quizá que tenga algún control.
Name of the spell, but I think this hero in general is very much so squishy, but does a lot of damage. And I think when you are playing heroes like Razor, for example, if you can lock him down and burst him before you get the Link off, before you get the BKB off, he really hates that. So their supports are going to be packing a lot of initiation power here. So that is going to give a lot more freedom for either Collapse or even Laurel to play something different in these type of matchups. I still think your options are going to be somewhat limited for Collapse and Laurel, because that's just what Razor does. He can go to all 3 lanes, and he can be very annoying in that laning stage. So Mars potentially still on the menu. I think Queen of Pain is, even though you are against a Shaman, something you're thinking about, or heroes of that nature. Puck could be okay too.
No está mal. No está mal, no está mal el pick.
Like you have Shaman, you got the Giga Ward, you got the creeps from Chen, you got the heal.
Para presionar las torres, que les ha faltado eso.
This is the game where I'm feeling more confident. Even if they do go out, I want to see them at least play one game where they're playing their heroes and their style.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of like what Collapse can do to potentially punish this Chen. What we saw in a really interesting series earlier on this event was that I'm trying to remember, it was PV.
Dejen el carry para final, cabrón. No. Camar siempre deja el pick de él para último que hay siempre.
Ended up running the like safe lane and the off lane, and then they had to do some weird lane swap. This was against Aurora, that's who it was against. And so what I'm wondering is the way to beat Chen generally is to just have a hero like Centaur that cuts creeps, doesn't really mind trading farm. It allows the Lion to be freed up to potentially gank the safe lane. So if I'm looking at Skeeter's hero, I would love to see something that offers, I was going to say, aid when it comes to ganking.
Chaos Knight, oh.
To punish a Centaur-esque hero that's going to sit behind your tower free farming. So, and it's not enough to just have a mid lane rotation. So I like the CK a lot.
Collapse hasn't played this hero, Dawnbreaker. So far he played every different hero in every single.
Bueno, también puede jugar el Razor él y ya. Y después picar un medio, no sé.
Good hero to deal with CK and the illusions throughout the whole game. I mean, you can always go for
Underlord.
Yeah, that works.
Mono.
For now,
Monkey King.
That's probably Laurel's hero.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what Collapse will play, but yeah, he's got a big hero pool. You definitely want to play one of these like Timber, Underlord type of
Muchos
heroes.
Ariel ahí, ¿no?
CK feel very uncomfortable.
Mono, Chao Fien.
He has freedom. He can play whatever he wants. Look at the amount of stunts they have between the Monkey King, the Clock, and the Lion. I think he has complete freedom on, not overall last pick, but just this last pick for their draft.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Something that Ducalis from P-Vision did is he did a very good job dealing with some of these really bad matchups for his mid laner by sending this setter creep to the mid lane, burning the mana. Monkey King, he doesn't care about your mana at all. Like, you can burn all of his mana. All he needs is one Boundless Strike, and he's always pretty much going to have mana for that. So I think they're also maybe thinking, seeing how well some of the chants did play throughout the tournament, knowing that this could potentially happen. But there's also a possibility, seeing that Malrine is level 30 Razor as well, that they could maybe put this Razor in the mid lane as well.
Sí, ahí falta el sufrido.
Yeah, we got the Timber Saw banned out now by Falcons. At the moment, definitely.
Que él siempre deja piques de él para final, olvídate eso.
There is some flex potential for Falcons, but I think we're looking for a hero for Malrine. We already got the Huskar banned out.
La sierra.
It seems like there's still so many
Claro,
options
para el Chaos 9.
Spirits. We got Puck still there. Is that something you want to play against the Monkey King?
Definitely not the Puck. I do feel like when I look at this Monkey King, I'm thinking, are we going to see perhaps the Malrine
Y está
Viper
junto.
or
Está bien, buenos van al final ahí.
because you are getting a lot of. Oh yeah, I feel like we've always seen Quap on paper favored against Monkey King, and then it never goes that direction. The only problem I have with Quap potentially is that the majority of Team Spirit, like they have a lot of lockdown right on Seer, but the majority of their damage is going to come physical from the SF and the Monkey King, so I think the like Blade Mail survivability with the innate doesn't really do very well.
I mean, I'd be down from the Razor Viper them in this game, sure. Why not?
Yeah, that sounds very toxic.
Y la coger el puerco, claro. ¿Qué ustedes creen?
And I think he has a lot of options that
Se lo banearán ahora aquí en este pick.
I still think Dawnbreaker's pretty good. If he wants to repeat one of the heroes, I think Centaur's really good because you can build into Crimson Guard, great against CK. Also, you getting your mana burn doesn't really mean that much for you. You also have Lion as well in the lane, so he can replenish some of the mana. And you also have a bit of a save for your Shadow Fiend with the Stampede because you are playing against Razor, you're playing against CK, so he might need that extra bit of a help.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Darkseer maybe too, could be decent.
Oh, yeah, against CK you get the extra illusions.
Yeah, you get a chance to get an extra illusion.
Well, they ban out that Queen of Pain,
Dawnbreaker.
and they'll instantly pick up that Dawnbreaker.
It's a good way to disengage, like global protection as well. The way I mentioned it is
Yo digo, voy a coger poco.
allows you to, like this Chen, I don't think he's going to be having that good of a time. Neither is CK. Dawnbreaker uses a lot of mana, so mana drain is going to be coming in very handy for the Dawnbreaker. As long as you have mana, like especially when you hit that level 3 with this Lion plus Dawn combo, it makes CK's lane very, very difficult to play.
Pero ha estado bueno el pide de ambos. Uf.
I actually don't think you really want to play around the offlane at all this game. You want to play around Monkey King and then the counter initiation if they ever try to gank Yatoro. Having an offlaner that like pressures the tower, those are the offlaners that kind of beckon you to come to their lane. And Dawnbreaker is very content being left alone against a hero like CK and just farming up the jungle camps on the
Yo cojo el mar igual. Ah, no, el mar lo banearon.
Just think it
¿No?
gives Team Spirit the ability to prioritize specific parts of the map according to their liking.
No, no lo banearon. Sniper.
Spicy sniper pick.
Very spicy.
0-1 record so far here in Riyadh.
I believe it was XM who played it. What a
A ver, va a jugar el Razor a mar.
However, they have
Es lo otro que pueden hacer.
this lineup's very awkward. Razor
Hicieron bien porque eligieron el Razor, que puede jugar lo mismo medio que...
initiator makes that mid game very awkward.
Fear, you said if you didn't like their draft, it was a good thing for Falcons.
Que online,
That is true. This is
entonces...
great for them. Things are going as planned. Meanwhile, on Team Spirit, very well rounded. If they can get on the sniper with either the Clockwork or the Monkey, they have the Dawn that can jump in. That could be very difficult.
¿Cómo ven los picos? A ver.
Of course, yet again, Yator, he's got the lane matchup favor against Amar, and I think that is
Yo digo que agarre el Chaos 9 no sale de ahí.
very detrimental for the side of Falcons.
Ahora hay que ver cuánto lo dejan creepear.
You also have Clockwork, who is definitely willing to sacrifice. He also has Cogs to stop Razor from getting his one cost, so I don't think Amar is going to be having that good of a time.
Dawnbreaker es bueno también contra el Chaos 9.
Stop his spells from going off. This is something Shaman doesn't like to play into. A lot of the times you will see Shaman getting picked slightly like later into the draft, where you kind of see what he's going to be playing against, and if you can't interrupt the shackles, this is where he shines the most. But playing against the historically really bad hero against him.
Well, we're gonna find out. This could be Team Spirit taking not just the game, but the entire championship. 2 years ago, they won a big tournament in Riyadh Masters. Can Team Spirit be the Esports World Cup Dota 2 champions? We're gonna find out. First, though, we are gonna head over to the stage where Nomad is standing with Aframush.
Thank you, Shiva. I'm here with the team manager and ex-professional Aframush. How are the team going to be feeling in this position? You know them better than anybody else, so they're 2-0 down. What's mentality going to be like?
It's not our first time playing Grand Finals. Like, we had bad Grand Finals before, but I feel like I'm still confident in my team, and I feel like we can do a really good comeback.
And is this sniper going to give the team?
Sí, Riyadh es la capital de Arabia Saudita.
I want the crowd to know that, okay, we lost the first 2 games, but I don't want them to stop, and it's not over yet.
It's not over yet. You heard him. Let's get in.
Me quedaba la duda de eso el otro día.
Three of this Grand Finals. Let's see if a comeback is on the cards. Let's head over to Cap and SVG.
That's right, Falcons have been here before in a 2-0 in a Grand Final. It happened recently, in fact. Unfortunately for Falcons, they were the ones up 2-0, and that series slipped through their fingers. Maybe they learned something from that, though. Being down 0-2 against Team Spirit, if they manage to make the comeback here, that is certainly one of the greatest comebacks of all time.
¿Cómo van a estar las apuestas ahí, papá? Todos los árabes están podridos en peso.
Some of the best forms I've seen them over the years.
That's not maybe. If they win this series, it is the greatest comeback of all time.
All right, there you go.
I mean, they got owned in 2 games against the GOAT team. To reverse sweep this would be incredibly impressive, to say the least. And that's a tall order. I mean, we're talking 3 games, right? Let's just get 1 win in there. Let's start there.
Yeah, right? Let's start with the manageable goals.
Yeah, let's get 1 win and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
I do like that they changed the drafting approach up, a more aggressive drafting style. They went for something that was at least going to put some pressure.
Vamos. Ahora sí se formó.
It's been super dominant. A hero we've seen first phase banned out from some teams, in particular P-Vision, for how dominant they were with it. This does put a stylistic amount of pressure on Spirit.
Porque ya Toro va el Chaufin.
We're going to have the ability to push objectives.
Pensé que iba el mono.
With the sustain, what is your answer going to be? And normally Spirit would adjust their tempo to deal with this. I go to their second TI win against one of the fastest teams of all time in Gaming Gladiators, who they 3-0'd in that final. Part of that was they came into that game 1 and they negated their tempo advantage by picking really fast cores. That was the game with the Weaver Treant safe lane that just defended the towers, had a really fast carry, got off to a fast start. This lineup is, I'd say, like mid-tempo for Spirit, right? Not as fast as maybe they would have liked against the Chen because it came out later, but they don't have mega cooldowns they have to wait for, and they have some heroes that can skirmish early. So I think they can deal with it, but I do think this is a really strong pick for Falcons, and if they can win lanes with the last pick sniper, with the ATF Razor specialty, with a really strong CK, I can see this Chen ball getting going. You have the Rost award thrown on top of it. Like, there is some snowball potential here that could catch Spirit off guard.
Starting before the lanes, we had the Bounty Rune spawn. Team Spirit, a late smoke from there. Aim for a pickoff, and they've got one. Crit will be the victim.
Ya murió primero.
Who's going to take the last hit? It's Yutoro, of course. Now, doesn't feel great for Laurel. He's going to be gifted some tangos over from his supports. He's going to start his laning phase already low in a Monkey King versus Sniper matchup, and he did not get the first blood gold.
I think they're okay with this. I mean, mid is going to be a tough lane for the Monkey no matter what. This at least puts your SF in a really good position. You got the bonus souls as well. You're going into lane with triple Necromastery plus first blood gold. Could be fast boots. Really sways this Razor matchup. I think Amar might have been able to eke this out just because he's such a Razor master.
Yeah.
But now it looks really difficult. You're just not going to outlevel him. You're not going to have the boots first. It's going to be hard to get these links going, particularly against the Clockwork, who can run interference as well.
Yeah, we're going to see that employed right here. Only gets a little bit of a link, and now the attempted Maposhka, couldn't quite get the angle there for a cog push.
Harder when you don't have the boots up. Can't get out of the cogs fast enough to hit him back in before someone kills and runs away.
Right.
Still should be eyes on this mid lane. Like, what kind of advantage?
Yo en el medio doy favorito al sniper. O sea, lo veo un poquito mejor.
Key to Falcon's success. You really need this sniper to snowball. This is not a hero that has had success at this event. He's not won a game yet. And for good reason. He's kind of slow, he's kind of clunky, his damage isn't that impressive. What he can do is give you a hero to play around in the early game with some good lane advantage. skirmish on those power runes. That's what you're looking for.
Now, I don't want to call you out, Avery, but I'm going to anyway.
Okay. Thanks
You
for the
said
heads
that
up.
you liked Falcons and what they did drafting-wise for Game 2, but when you were talking with Kezu, like, you guys were just posing the question, like, how do you deal with Spirit when they're in a form like this? And what you guys were talking about was actually trying to get better late game than Team Spirit and, like, keep that pressure off of you of needing to go into Spirit, end the game early. Skeeter, he's not able to get the kill on Rue. Collapse, good positioning there with a Starbreaker, but a lot of mana being burned away. You've got the Satyr mana burn, and you've got early spells being casted. This Dawnbreaker is going to have very limited chances to get kills.
I feel like you missed half that conversation, Austin.
Okay,
I
so
said
continue.
two things Falcons can do to try and switch this series, because so far their mid game has been pretty disastrous.
Entonces Chaos Knight con Dawnbreaker y Chen. No, aquí me gusta más Dawnbreaker con el Leon. Entonces en otra banda está el Chaufien con el Clover y el
you take that early Roshan super early, and even if the net worth is even, you have sustain, you have the ability to go high ground.
Chao el Shaman
Then in either of these situations,
con
you're
el Razo.
trying to find these guys around the map, which
Yo creo que Chao el Shaman con el Razo pueden estar un poquito mejor.
So I think Chen is a hero that can give you that second style, and can give you the ability to say, yeah, we're not going to build some crazy net worth lead, but we can just go high ground early, and now you have to fight us, and now it's like an even game, you know. Now, okay, we can just out-execute you in the team fight. Now, can you out-execute the Spirit in the team fight? I don't know. I mean, that's you want to be a world champion, that's what you're going to have to do.
Okay.
But at least you got an even shot, right? Like,
sure. I guess my question comes, how can you out-tempo them if you're finding that all of your smoke movements are not finding purchase? They're just not successful.
Well, that's why if you have sustained and objective taking, your smoke moves can be objective focused. Like, you're not smoking to go find Yatoro Medusa on the map. You're not smoking to go pick off the Collapse Lycan in game 1. You're smoking to get vision out, take Roche. If you don't find anything, we do Roche in 30 seconds. If we don't find anything around this mid-tier 1, we're taking your mid-tower off this smoke play. If we don't find anything in your Ancients, we're going to go take a tier 2 and hit your high ground and make you show. These are the kind of plays that are going to get you some map control, some net worth, some game progression, no matter what, instead of trying to just catch ghosts around the map. Like, these plays for single target kills are not going to win you this series. The team is too good, they're too disciplined, they know how to maneuver around them. You need to have a secondary goal in mind with these plays, and that is, again, something the Chen CK Sniper can give you in this game. The Rasta ward on top of it, like, you just drop this ward down, you get an objective, right?
Yep. Now, you did say
Es que el Sniper ahí tiene un poquito de ventaja, creo, ¿no?
how much of an advantage Malrine can extract out of this mid matchup, so don't want to lose sight of that, but it doesn't seem like he's got much of an advantage. Larl's sitting at a very respectable 18-4 compared to the 20-4 of Malrine. This seems like perfectly fine for Larl.
He's doing really good, and there's no ganks coming into this mid lane. Nothing to take advantage of the 3 points in Shrapnel that could give you the big early kill threat on the Spunky. Dodges another Shrapnel, gets another range creep. I mean, yeah, he's cruising in this lane. Completely even XP net worth. Super good outcome for Spirit.
Gets a slam and a kill, both on Snake King and his little dog too, as the Satyr goes down.
This laning phase is not looking good enough for Falcons right now. They're gonna have to step it up. This Chen CK lane is really strong, but you're just straight losing it. You don't have equilibrium control. Your mid lane's a wash, and Yatoro had the first blood, so the SF is cruising.
Yeah, now you got the Soul Ring on to Collapse, so the mana loss from this constant.
No, por esta banda sí creo que está mejor Dawnbreaker con el
He's
Leon.
got the HP to back it up. He can throw some hammers at him. Siege for even more kills.
You have to get a kill in this game if you're Falcons. Feels a little bad. Where are you going to rotate to? Well, the first rotation's coming for you. It's Laurel and the Monkey King. Takes your Watcher, removes some of your vision. Could go back mid here, could linger around and try and find something. He's trying to dodge the later portions of this Sniper matchup. Definitely not fun, even though he's done a really good job.
You also did call it on the Razor.
Creo que aquí el Sniper sí puede hacer diferencia. Porque contra el mono va bien, contra el Chaufien va bien.
The early first blood.
No chance. It's an unfavorable matchup to begin with, and then you're going against the first blood. The only reason I had some hope is, I mean, it's Amar, right?
Yes.
He's done some crazy things with his hero in the laning phase. Can win an unfavorable lane. It's not unheard of. This is just too much of an advantage to overcome. Yatoro sliding towards mid here.
Yeah, what is this?
What's going on here, man? It's crit, man.
It's a gank on crit. What is
Bueno,
creativity
murió
of this
aquí.
team, man? They come up with some stuff that is just like, okay.
I feel like this was literally a move by Yatoro saying, I'm going to contest Rune, and if the Shaman goes to contest it, we'll kill him. Because they had the ward in the river. And now he's looking mid for the sniper. They want to kill Maureen, completely switch this matchup around. A level 4 Shadow Fiend gank.
You did not see that coming, did you? Amar, he still gets the plasma fuel. He's going to try and run down Laurel. Laurel with the Jingo Master, he's keeping himself alive.
No, se salvó por los criazers. Qué buena.
A gank from the safe lane Shadow Fiend goes incredibly well. Up to 23 Necromastery charges already.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what you're supposed to do about that if you're Falcons. What is this sequencing, right? It's just outplay. It's a skill diff right now. You're getting outmaneuvered. You're getting outnumbered. These moves, you don't expect them. Yatoro can make this because he has such a good start off the early lane
And
advantage.
look at it. They're taking the Wisdom Shrine too because they were so successful.
This is already, it's just crumbling so fast. You didn't even have a chance to play this game. You have a level 3 Chen at 7.5 minutes. You have a level 3 Rasta.
And Maposhka is level 5.
He's free farming the safe lane. It's higher level than the Razor on this clock. A full level higher.
And Amar might die again. You know, Laurel is he wants to go for this. He wants it real bad. Found the strike into the positioning from Maposhka to try and catch him inside the cogs. They get him inside the Wukong's command. They got him in the cogs.
Uy.
This is
Murió raza.
This is one of the bigger skill diffs I've seen. Now this is just adding up. It's not like you have some crazy lead, but all these small things just picking Falcons apart right now. Trying to lay into this mid tower with the sniper. The lanes got swapped. It's the SF here. It's the Solar Guardian.
The Solar Guardian, it doesn't land, but the hammer follow-up will, as will the slam of the Starbreaker.
Están acabando con el Team Falcon.
From the side, maybe a blast field. It does manage to get Rue. Yatoro, though, the Requiem goes out, and that pushes back the Razor straight into the cogs. Now, Maposhka's a little outnumbered until the rest of Team Spirit come through. Bound the strike, hammer over the top of 2 of them, and all that's left is Amar. He fights for 1 kill. He fights for a second, denied. 2 for 5. Team Spirit. A full
Los 5 murieron.
Falcons. This
No,
is
pues,
becoming not a series, but a slaughter.
This is just this is straight disgusting right now. This is more than beating them down. This is, what are you even doing in this game? You even belong in this series right now. They brought everybody for a mid fight at 8 minutes around a sniper who's supposed to be your strongest hero.
Yep.
He's the first one gone on. You take Maureen out of this fight, you lose so much of your skirmish.
Acabando esa gente.
Are under-leveled. You're scrambling to find some impact from this Razor. Early Requiem, level 6 from Yatoro. Maybe they don't expect it. And then you get this 6 strike into hammer onto. Skeeter comes in his play, and all he's left wondering is, why did I join any of this?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get sucked into any of these early fights. He's the one suffering the most after everything is said and done.
And Team Spirit are going to keep the pressure on. An aggressive smoke that gets a great high ground ward down. And now Maposhka
otra muerte más.
behind. Amar heads for the hills. And crit.
Están acabando con esa gente.
Tank the gank, I guess. I mean, that's a level 6.5 Clockwork who was trying to gank.
Yo creo que a largo plazo,
Falcon
tiene mejor.
The boy is just built different.
Mejor.
Well, you had a plan for this game if you were Falcons.
Mejor ley, pero.
It doesn't really matter what that
Mejor equipo, pero. Ahora mismo. Les están sacando muchísima ventaja. Que eso es lo que tienen que hacer, obviamente.
2 seconds up, but the Solar Guardian's back up already. And now, if he could get the hammer slow on one of these heroes, hammer goes across, doesn't clip Amar. And Amar, he will be able to escape. At that point, we'll call that a Falcons win.
That is a Falcons win. You got
claro que está la partida decisiva.
I genuinely like the move from Skeeter, because again, you have to make some chaos happen in this game.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make some random moves, throw them off their game right now, get something.
Está más caliente que
free
nunca.
up some space for your supports to find levels. That's the other big component here. I mean, Skeeter, you're on roaming support Chaos Knight duty now.
Bueno, murió de nuevo.
Level 6 is but a dream at this point in time. Dies again is level 4, and now the Hex stopping Skeeter. He tries to do something, but a Requiem successfully goes out from Yatoro. The Cogs kept these heroes back. Both Amar and Malrine were not able to chase after the Team Spirit heroes.
13-2 ya, Bob.
Solar Guardian, Falcons, they were desperate to make this happen. They're still going to go after Yatoro. Yatoro, 1-2. The Chaos Knight comes through and he gets the kill, but at the cost of his life. And now Laurel in from behind. Hits the bound the strike of Wukong's command.
Vamos, Mari, vamos. Calienta esto.
Fights his way through, but Collapse is now here. Hits him with a Starbreaker, surrounded by Dew. No way out. It is just devastation time. Team Spirit are killing every hope of Falcons in this game. You wanted some chaos? Well, Team Spirit are bringing order to this game.
Too many numbers.
Me parece que esto es... Le van a hacer al...
For Falcons right now. You're still level 4 on the
Podeona. Esto...
You gotta find some levels. You need him desperately.
He doesn't have a facet because he doesn't have his ultimate. It's 12 minutes
I actually
in.
don't think I've ever seen this, but the entirety of Spirit are higher level than Skeeter.
Oh, wow.
He's just getting the same level as the support. Like, this is... What are you supposed to do?
He just turned 7 too. It's not like he's almost 8 or anything.
The XP advantage is absolutely insane for 12 minutes in this game. The gold advantage is going to start to grow. At this point, maybe just by Midas or something. I mean, it's going to be an Ags rush from the sniper. Sure, get anything at this point. Get some blade mails. Get something to reflect the net worth. They're making another play on Amar. No finger available, but
whatever.
They have the damage. Vlad's already done for Collapse.
Lo que le están haciendo no es de amigo, vaya.
You stop this SF a little, but this Dawnbreaker is an absolute menace in this game right now.
The 17th kill for Spirit in 12 minutes, and it's just happening.
Crowell se está tufado.
Slow the game down.
Y la hombre que está en todos lados.
I mean, this is like the dream clockwork game, right?
Oh, yeah.
You have an early ult, you run around, everybody you hook shot dies, you have follow-up. You have the deep wards planted earlier. You have everything going for you right now.
Yeah, we saw the smoke that planted that ward. We still haven't seen them get a kill.
Mira el Chaos Knight ese y el Razo no han podido gripear.
Hang out in this triangle. The gate rotation is already happening.
Te digo.
Collapse, he wants to cover this tower.
Vestido. Sin duda, voy al Falcon. Ahora. Al paso que van le están sacando demasiada ventaja, ¿entiendes? Entonces ahí es cuando se complica la cosa. Mira el control del mapa. Le están viendo todo. Todo. No están creepeando, no están haciendo todo. Mira, Smoke. No, los supports están muy violentos. Mira el burrito ese. Chao.
Why? Just have something go for you in this game.
And now the rundown. Amar
de nuevo muerto. Tira ahí la serpiente, algo ahí, coño. Se salvó. Ah, no. Lo van a matar. Pensé que se yo porque ya estaba ya un pelito.
It's a 1 for 2.
Yeah, he almost got denied that kill off the server tick, so you'll take that. Still lost both supports in that sequence. Used your ward. Laurel still chilling here, looking for anybody. They're just continuing to group up. I mean, perseverance here from Falcons. There's not a lot else you can do. You just got to keep running it back, hoping you can out-execute one of these team fights. If you'd had that sniper ags, it would have gone a decent way right here.
Oh,
that really hurts that got denied. You do have the blade mail on the Razor. Throw some auras on him. He can tank a decent amount of damage. Spirit gonna chill a little bit, let this tower fall without a fight. Getting a lot off the map right now.
Yeah, Falcons, they bring the numbers to the Dawnbreaker, which is typically the better idea, and Spirit have been so disciplined in their play that
don't do it. Don't do it, brother. It's not worth it. It's not worth the 1 CS. Just stay in the trees.
Sneaking up the side. He gets a ward down.
You know how tempting it is to shot that here.
He sees the flag bearer creep.
Vamos, de nuevo muerto. Chao, chama.
Stun wasn't great, but
does it matter?
No, it doesn't. Won't get the finger stack. Doesn't care about the finger stack.
No.
You need a couple Sister Shrouds to get you out of this game.
And the thing is, there's just little downtime from Team Spirit. Like, Lion's got Tranquil Boots, and he can take mana off the creeps. The Monkey King is all over the map constantly. The Clockwork is pretty much always ready to go. Hookshot is relatively low cooldown. Okay, another stun that's a little off the mark. Good Team Spirit just giving little freebies over to Falcons, saying, I could have killed you there.
Para mí el León es uno de los mejores. El Lion es uno de los mejores supports. Apoya muchísimo la línea. Después tiene control. Muy bueno, la verdad.
Wait out the blade mail, try and go back in. Does get the link. He's gonna survive this.
He actually is. Look at that. They've got the extra heals out from the Chen, and maybe a chase down after collapse. He's still got the hammer. He can go up to the high ground if necessary. There's that hit from the sniper with the assassination. They're pretty well surrounded, but
es que hay que echar para atrás porque ahí viene el otro ya.
Don't know what you're walking into. 2 melee heroes and a Shadow Fiend coming through the gate. A wise choice from Falcons to back out.
Just not going to get many opportunities to use the sniper ags in the early game and find kills. They're going to 4-man smoke it up, run to the Chaos Knight.
If they could run into the Monkey King while he's trying to connect to the team, that's the only situation that Falcons can walk away with a win.
Uy, se muere.
Through the trees, they pull him out of position. The Solar Guardian's still going to drop though, and that's an Ag Solar Guardian. And about the strike shards, Laurel's able to get away, and he got off the Wukong's man. Malrine up here on the high ground. Laurel gets chased. He takes him down. Amar, meanwhile, he'll go after the supports. The only heroes that he can kill at this point. He gets one of them, but the Blade Mail won't protect you forever. Collapse. Finally able to deal the damage. Back over to Laurel though. Skeeter and Grin. Oh, another Boundless Strike away, and a full heal out from Laurel. Another team wipe for Spirit.
They're way too good, way too strong. How is the
Se puso muy full el mono. Y eso fue que le cayeron de primero.
Monkey King kill goes completely wrong, and I was about to say, if you can line that kill up, you can go into the Roche. You have the Shaman, you have the Chen.
No, 5 muertos.
Instead, you're going to lose it to the early Vlad.
Qué locura,
bro. Shadow Fiend here.
And the first time all tournament long that the arena grows a little quiet.
There is not much to cheer for Falcons here. Scrambling to find scraps around the map. They'll even lose their ward off that play. They have the 1 ward mid, you can still play around. This is your best point to go to. They're going to run it back. Try and find the sniper.
They got him. They got him. They got him.
Bueno, quisito. Está bien.
Pickup for Falcons.
Súper molesto.
Little pittance here and there, a little silver lining for a very dark cloud on the horizon as Yotoro.
Pero el Team Spirit ha hecho tremendas peleas.
4.5 minutes on the Aegis.
En esas monos se puso muy berreado.
Not getting involved earlier. I mean, that was
8-1 and 11.
8-1 and 11. An early, what was he, level 5? Level 5 rotation to mid lane from level 4 Shadow Fiend rotation.
Seen a level 4 Shadow Fiend rotate mid. No, honestly, most of the times I've seen you play, it's because they're losing.
Están acabando con los Falcons.
Mid early with the Drow Ranger. Like you're trying to salvage lane. That was like no,
literal.
Mid and kill you. Because I can do anything right now.
Mira el mono. Uy, se murió este.
Falcons,
Ya lo están viendo ya.
Nice little item timing here. Can still take some okay fights. I mean, BKB on Razor would go a long way.
Found Skeeter.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
He doesn't have his ultimate, so he can't fight Laurel, but he also can't run. So all that's left is dying.
Claro, a ver, cierran esa mierdilla.
This game. I mean, he's on kind of their one playmaking.
11k de neto diferencia, 27-7. No tienen prácticamente torre por ningún lado. La mala parte abajo.
The other lanes were getting ganked. Tried to join those fights. It didn't work out. This CK has nothing. This will be a free tormentor for Spirit. Push them into the Monkey King BKB. Shadow Blade for Yotoro. His signature.
El León.
Provide extra kill threat around the map. Blink done for the Lion.
Esta va a morir también.
This map just became a lot scarier. Snaking, he'll get the D ward.
Gets the ward. Will it cost him his life? Nice use of the Hurricane creep. pushes himself away, makes a run for it off of the drums. Well played.
Snaking is doing.
Uy, 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 uy. Mueres ahí en un segundo.
Hamar getting away from his 7th death.
Did finish BKB here.
He did.
And we have a Dragonlance coming out from the sniper. They're getting some items up here. Trying to stabilize right now.
They put together pieces that it is.
Yo creo que la única opción es no parar de clipear.
I don't know if you can win a full out 5-on-5.
Aguantar y no tratar de parar de no clipear, porque en el momento que dejen de clipear y que los tengan arrinconados, olvídate de eso.
That would be a big game.
But it's not them setting the pace.
Oh boy.
Toro, he's setting it up for. Whoa, another missed stun from Rue. But the point blank Requiem into the Solar Guardian is a nasty combo. Laurel in from the side.
No lograron matar ni al León.
The BKB barely bailed. Oh no, the hook shot. Oh, he thought he was getting away. Maposhka got him on the hook shot, but doesn't get him inside the cogs though. And Laurel, well, he's fighting for his life. Wukong's man. He survives. Rue does not.
Mira, ahí estuvo buena la pelea. Me mataron. No, pero el mono se quedó a nada. No, al final mataron al Razor y al Chao Chama. Siguen sacándole neto, siguen sacándole kill.
But Yatoro, this man just doesn't quit.
Haster in the shadow play continues. Without a Requiem, now he is spotted on a sentry and will lose the Aegis. Second life.
Oh, tienen que terminar de matarlo. No lo pueden dejar escapar. Doble force. Qué cracks son esa gente. No olvides. La gente no regala ni.
Stabilize the map, try and get some more D-wards out. Try and get to this Chaos Knight Orchid. It's going to be a late one in this game. No Dispel on the Shadow Fiend right now. Maybe lock him down with it. No Dispel on the Dawnbreaker. Could be good there. Good on these supports as well. I mean, Falcons persevere. They are finding farm on the Chen. You know, Snaking, he's a normal player. He's been here before.
El problema es que el mono está todo el tiempo de vigilancia. Está en la torre de vigilancia. Pero tiene que tratar de cazarlo, hacer alguno. Ya sea el mono o al Chao Fien.
The impale accuracy for Rue.
Yeah, it's really been off.
Not been amazing, which is funny because they're so far ahead. I don't really feel that Rue has a whole lot of pressure on him. They're certainly winning fights without.
Sus bolas están regalando demasiado, bro. Demasiado. Que también esta gente tiene buena visión en todos lados. Ahí está la diferencia.
They probably would have gotten at least 1 or 2 more kills.
Los supports están tratando de hacer el trabajo, pero al tener más dominio de mapa, Team Spirit, imagínate. Les es complicado. Está cazando a ver si hay alguien por aquí. No hay nadie. Ahora se pone creepy ahí tranquilito.
Do have CK illusions out on the map right now, giving him a little map control. Like the CK to be stronger for these, but you got to take what you can get out here.
You know, it's 5 minutes in, you're smoking inside of your base, and the smoke does not even work for you. Because Laurel can bound the strike away. He's too far out for Falcons to catch.
No, tremendo guardia que tienen ahí esa gente con el mono.
Shaking his head, going, I don't know what to do,
dude. I feel like their smoke percentage of this series is what? It's got to be like 5% or less.
It's single-digit percentage.
At this point,
que ese loco tiene ese tiene una visión de juego. Fíjate que siempre está marcando, fíjate. Todo el tiempo.
It's just a loss of network for Falcons every time because they group up, they spend the gold on the smoke, then they group up, pulling heroes out of their farming rotations to go make a play.
That's what I'm saying, man. At this point,
ahí está marcando. Cada vez que vea un corazoncito aquí, hace como marca él.
Save him for like the Roche or something.
Fíjense para tú veas.
need to do it because you're behind. You want to make some kind of play around the map. You have
Es que va guiando el equipo.
to show on the waves. You don't have a lot of other options here. I think a Spirit know that. That's why they're reading a lot of these plays. And every time you miss one of these, they just get so much more farm off the map. Collapse showing bottom. You don't want to go on him here, but he was technically alone. So
Double damage.
again if you're Falcons.
Arriba.
You have the orb on
Arriba.
the CK.
Vamos a verle que la coge.
That's as good as it's
El
gonna
mono.
get for
Ay,
Falcons
Dios.
in this game. Do you smoke again?
Mira, ya está marcando ya.
Toro Mapochka, the combo. Just trying to burst him down with physical damage, but it's not good enough.
He almost died.
Solar Guardian, yeah, he almost killed himself on the blade mail there. The Shadow Fiend, dangerously low. The link goes onto the clockwork. Once again,
Eso es lo bueno que tiene la hombre que hace.
kills they can, and if it's just a support, so be it.
Mira, mira, mira ahí. Mátalo, mátalo.
Toro in the trees.
Requiem from the trees. Now Skeeter, they're
No, pero no sirvió ese ahí.
from the trees, and the Wukong's command missed a boundless strike, and they still kill Yatoro. Skeeter will die for it, but once again, Skeeter has found the life of Yatoro, even if it costs him his own.
Oh, Maureen couldn't grenade up to the high ground.
Push down to the trees. And Amar.
Another link.
Vamos ahí. Desde ahí tira.
With Maureen up on this high ground, maybe this is a fight they could take, especially with Amar having the blade mail back up. But Laurel, he's so tanky, especially with his Jingo on him. Once again, another concussive grenade. The disarm is on him, but Laurel, he's on top of Maureen. And now he's popped his BKB. And Rue, there's the stun you need. A two-man stun, while still the Dawnbreaker gives chase onto Amar.
Amarra el mono, amárralo.
He's dead. Shackles over onto Laurel, though. Collapse trying to come to help Laurel. He got the boundless strike, but he doesn't live. This time, three-man stun from Rue. Making up for the previous misses. Collapse continues to battle.
Ahora esta es la pelea de ustedes. Si no ganan esta.
Even one hero is a menace against three.
Maureen wants to go back in. He wants this Lion.
Shackles,
one more hit.
maybe the Lion.
El 6. El 6.
The Solar Guardian. Oh, gets canceled by the Hex. Quick reaction from Crit. And Rue blinks over to the side. Maureen. No, the concussive grenade. It pushes the Dawnbreaker with them. Hit by the Starbreaker. Not enough for the kill.
Ya están llegando los demás.
Mapochka still finds it. Oh, he hookshot it through. And four-stepped up to the high ground to ultimately find their mark on Maureen. Team Spirit will not be denied the kills that they want out of this fight.
They want a team fight victory.
Clase 6 ha metido el loco ese papa.
Pull them all the way into the tier 3s. It's the only way, the only chance you have. Collapse finally falls. A godlike spree.
Al final no estuvo mala, pero ña, ese Globus metió un clase ancho, papa. Bestial.
A one-team fight. In the end, the Falcons get the team wipe. 5 deaths for Team Spirit over the course of what felt like 3 minutes.
Se equivocó, puso, por favor, vamos al tercer juego. Y después que corrigió cuarto. Y después puso. Y después puso. No, que el otro, no, el tercero.
That's about the only thing Crit's killed this game. 0-11 on the Shaman. He'll start his streak.
Well, maybe it all begins.
Me dice, no sé si nos vamos tercero ya aquí.
Or maybe this will just be a speed bump on the road. Team Spirit claiming their 3-0.
Pero no están mal las series, no se pueden vencido. Yo creo que a la larga esta gente tiene ventaja a serie.
5% chance at smoke victory, a 5% chance to turn this game around.
Ya los vieron.
Already it feels like that 5% has gotten even lower. Amar, he tries for it. He just tries to change
Yeah.
high ground. No way.
Of course they're all there waiting for you.
Que el Leon te liquida uno. Te liquida uno, pero muerto de risa, pa.
Yatoro looks for another one, breaking the Shadow Shaman. Even that extra second is denied as the foul play can't go off. The Chaos Knight goes down, the stun onto the Chen, and Maureen, all he could do is at this point use his keyboard, type another message, beg for more mercy from Spirit. Let him go free. Because unless Spirit give mercy, there's no way out.
What do you do?
Ya no tienen nada que hacer ya.
There is no correct.
Que lo que les hacía falta hacer no lo han podido hacer porque mucho control del mapa.
Absolute domination. An absolute outclass in this game 3. There's nothing else to call it here.
Lo que les hacía falta que era tratar de aunque sea mantenerse gripeando, no podía ser. Donde quiera que van, ahí están los por su pobre, con sus ojos y demás.
This might be the most one-sided of them all.
This last game is definitely up there.
Yeah. It's definitely a finals of all time, that's for sure.
This is not how Falcons wanted this game 3 to go.
Considering all the momentum they built up, getting through that elimination phase, and taking down some tough opponents to get into the finals in the first place. You know, Spirit is just a whole nother level.
The silver lining in a series like this, though, is sometimes when you get beat down this bad, and they're not out of it yet.
Not yet.
Still could be a comeback. But when you get beat down this bad, if you do go on to lose a series, you can just be like, well, weren't good enough today, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's better than losing it by a very thin margin.
I mean, I recall that conversation with Quinn on Gaming Gladiators after they got 3-0'd by Team Spirit. They said,
Ya todo lo estás diciendo, esto es clic derecho para adelante ya.
I mean, this team's done it to a
Y no hace falta ni tirar el 6.
So you can at least hang your hat on that. Still continuing to find farm in this game, trying to work the comeback. Full Bloodthorn done for Skeeter. There's some comeback damage that you need on this Chaos Knight. I mean, I like the all-in build, right? You can't go like BKB here or something. Like, you got to just all in.
Ya necesitan eso, gripear.
You have the Maelstrom on the Sniper, and your Chen's continuing to find some gold in this game. I mean, Snaking is continuing to find it somehow, some way.
He's still ahead of all the other supports in the game.
He's giving you a chance here.
Yatoro, a Shield Room, and an Aegis.
He's got too many items for the slots. It's too farmed too fast. 10K ahead of his counterpart here. Dude, he just stole his little wolf.
Son muy inteligentes la gente de Team Spirit. Siempre intentando tener la mayor visión posible. Mira ahora mismo el Clover con ese poder. Te da visión a hacer. Como quiera que sea. Las bengalas esas. Entonces imagínate. En el pasado con el Lycan tenía visión por todos lados. O sea, en el primero creo que fue. Mira esto, man.
Bound the strike plus the Ags the Solar Guardian. It's not quite a chain stun, but it's good enough.
I mean, you're gone. Rue loses 8th lens on the courier.
Ahora con el mono también ahí brincando y brincando. Eso es visión a hacer.
They have to retreat here.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest net worth loss Team Spirit have encountered.
For sure. His lead is growing and growing. I mean, look at Collapse's items. What is this at 33 minutes? He's got an AC.
Oh, about the strike and the initiation. You had the damage on the Chaos Knight, but what if the Chaos Knight can never use it?
Lockdown is there with the nullifier.
First one out of the fight. And Amar begging Team Spirit to go on him while he has this blade mail. And Team Spirit, they will apply.
Ya, no me fuerza ahora.
Happy to chase you down, happy to send you into the
fountain. 44-13, 26 de diferencia.
All the way into that fountain with his Aegis, little man to dodge, trying to get some of that damage off of him. He's hoping the Shrapnel can finish him off. Somehow he still has another life, but they still haven't gotten the kill.
They're just playing with him at this point.
Nullifier, ooh, quick grenade, push them back just far enough. Team Spirit do not keep the chase up, but they will go for another lane.
Yeah, Toro says, I'd like to go throne boys, but I think Spirit would enjoy being in this game a little longer. Get a couple more racks. Secure your victory here. Maposhka just waiting for anybody to show. There you go.
And he found an aggressive force stab, puts him way out of position. The cogs on the other side. There's no way Hurricane Pike or the grenade could get him out. Now Skeeter has to pop a Phantasm a little defensively here. Starbreaker tries to work through it. Not good enough to kill the illusions right away, but most of them are now gone. And the Chaos Knight's damage is limited. Amar's going to try and TP right on top of your Toro. Gets the link on him, working his way through the
cogs. Cada vez que pelea la Amar, Pau. Ya Amar que diga.
And the link is going to break. Amar, he doesn't know who to hit, how to hit, where to hit.
Imagínate, le cayeron todos a uno. O sea que el chamaco juega durísimo.
But a barrage of attacks being thrown his way forces him backwards. Another hex. Rue gets his initiation and the follow through. It's simple.
Claro, no demoran más ahí.
GG is called no quarter given, no mercy granted. Team Spirit. An extremely dominant 3-0 to close out their championship run.
What can you say about this team that has not already been said? They will become the first
Vamos a ver. Se repitió lo más común en el torneo. La barrida, 3-0, 2-0, eso es lo que más se repitió en el torneo, así que no fue la excepción ni en el tercer lugar ni en la final.
They have the answers, they know what you want to do, they're going to outplay you every time, and they have the clutch players to do it. Absolute domination.
Pero lo hicieron bien durante el torneo.
They'll give their respect to Falcons, who, I mean, they had a great run to get to this finals. It's unfortunate that they could not muster up nearly the strength to give contest to Team Spirit. Spirit just too good.
They're just better, man. I mean, they've done this to every team they've gone up against. When they are in form, when they are going through what they feel is the best way to play the game, they have a number of styles, they have huge hero pools. It's just so hard to draft against them, so hard to play against them.
This game, not a
Capitán con su...
but a coronation. Not a series, but a slaughter. Spirit claimed not just victory, but domination. The best to ever do it, Team Spirit.
El capitán le dejó que lo levantara al otro, ¿sabes? Creo que el capitán es el... Es mi Poshka ese. El que puso la pisecita del equipo de él.
Make some noise for your Dota 2 at the Esports World Cup 2025 champions, Team Spirit.
Ese creo que es el capitán.
Miposhka, you and I have done this quite a few times now, isn't that right? This is becoming a regular occurrence for you to give me a victory speech, huh?
I don't know. I mean, here is not really much emotions because our grand final was not really hard, to be honest. But anyway, I was enjoying to play the tournament. Was enjoying to play with every my teammate, like my team best of the best. Every player in my team best of the best, and that a lot of fans here. Also. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for support.
You can feel it pulsing from the crowd, and I know maybe not as emotional for you, it was a 3-0, but 2 years ago, you were standing with me here in Riyadh, and you made one of your other teammates a champion. That was Laurel's very first LAN victory, and you told me he's your star. Now you've done the very same thing with Rue. Can you tell me about this man and what he brought to Team Spirit?
Actually, I don't really know what to say.
You want me to ask him?
Yeah, you better ask him.
Okay, I'll ask him. Rue! Get over here, my man. You have not had that much time to be on stages like this, and now you're lifting a trophy. This team has so much legendary players behind it, and now you are there in their company, and you have proven that you belong with them. How does it feel, my man?
It feels amazing, of course. It was. Yeah, I'm very happy. So I don't have many words. So yeah, it was amazing tournament, and thanks everyone for support us, for watching us. Yeah, that's all.
It's okay, man. The gameplay does all the talking. Congratulations on this victory. And I've got one more order of business for this team, because I would like to present our Sony Tournament MVP of the Esports World Cup 2025 to Collapse. That's right.
El MVP del torneo. Collapse.
On the MVP trophy here with Sony MVP of the tournament. Question, you got 2 Aegis wins, 2 wins in Riyadh, and now an MVP award on top of it. What's the next step for you?
Sword Aegis, I guess.
Another Aegis win?
Yeah, and the Sword Red also.
A third win and a third one maybe in Riyadh next year. Again, our MVP here of the tournament. Why, Sony, thank you again. Collapse, congratulations to Team Spirit and to Collapse.
Ya están bonitos los trofeos de esa serie.
Congratulations to Team Spirits. This series, this best of 5. I mean, we heard it from Aposhka. He said it was maybe a little bit too easy. This team just basically steamrolled here in Riyadh. They dropped one game, Fear, one game. And then just 2-0s all the way.
What can you say? I mean, it was too easy.
Bueno, nos vemos ahorita en la tarde. Vamos a estar jugando unos 2 días. Y ahí vemos si jugamos algún FIFA o algo así. Estoy enganchado con el Club Pro de FIFA. Así que seguramente los juguemos en directo también. Gracias por pasarse por el canal. Gracias por el apoyo. Nos vemos ahorita más tarde. Ahora vamos a almorzar y eso y descansar un poquito. Nos vemos.